listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Wyndham's on the tee after a birdie at 10 at the par 3 11th.
Terry mentioned he's been playing well. Of course, picked up that win at the Byron Nelson. He was in contention. Oh!
Another one tight at 11. In contention at the Memorial as well.
Up to 21, 22 miles an hour and gusting in the low 30s.
Harbor at 17. Another one of those 20 amateurs in the field this week.
Whoa, big first bounce there. Now rising slowly.
That close was gone to a hole-in-one.
Andrew Benintendi, first pitch, swinging, back it goes! Let's go! It's a grand slam Betty Bomb in the Bronx, and the Sox take the lead here in the 8th inning. Blasted into left field and gone for the captain. And Salvador Perez is the home run king of Kauffman Stadium. And Soto flies this one out to center. Will the wind grab it? Back goes Crawford onto the warning track at the wall. He leaps, he can't get it. It's a home run for Soto. A wind-blown blast. Emerson, the sun is in Robles' eyes. He can't see it. And he ends up with it as Matt Stravoni comes crashing in. What in the world just happened?
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's Austin. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, Austin? How we doing?
I just realized hearing those highlights.
Yeah?
We're not really in the dog days of summer yet.
We're not. We got
We got
like
the
another
World Cup.
We got like another month.
Yeah. We still got College World Series to wrap up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And 7-on-7 going on today,
A
too.
lot of 7-on-7.
7-on-7 was fun.
It was super fun.
We
I
had
had
a
a great time.
blast.
I had a great time.
You let out a childish giggle at one point.
Did
when I want to say it was a Torrey Pittman interception because I was standing next to you as when we were on the back line.
Yeah.
And you just went, ooh. And I was like, all right, this guy's having too much fun.
Listen, I came away very encouraged by my Miller North Mustangs.
So did I. I hate giving you that.
I had a great time. It was lovely. I got to talk to Brandon Kinney for like a half hour, which was terrific.
Yeah, you didn't even let the guy coach. You didn't let him do anything.
They were just getting ready before they were just warming up. It was fine. BK's my guy. I love that dude. Terrific.
Awesome.
Terrific dude.
It was good. It was good stuff.
No, it was a lot of fun. We'll talk about that quite a bit today.
Yeah.
We got Mike Sautter at 8:30. We will talk to DB at 9 as well.
We got Tim at 8.
And we got Tim. So that's all three of those people were
Yeah.
at 7-on-7.
5 of the 6 people on this show were there.
We're at 7-on-7.
Shane, I want you to have a question ready for Mike, okay?
Okay.
All right.
good
Perfect.
talk.
Yep.
Yeah. So
You'll be waiting in anticipation. for
Yeah. Do you want to lead off or you want to close out Sautter segment with a question, Shane?
it. It'd probably be easier if I let off.
he's
because
not,
then
he's
I
not
could
a closer.
because then I could ask a Jets question and then I could just light the thing on fire and then I could just walk away.
So you're going to start with a Jets question on the championship day of the NebPreps 7-on-7 championship?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just light it on fire and walk away.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
Speaking of which, did you see what Gino said a couple days ago?
Gino, like
Smith of the Jets.
I thought you meant, I don't know why I thought UConn coach first.
Auriemma?
Yeah.
well-
why was that the first Gino?
Famously the most famous Gino.
Famously the most famous Gino.
And
Fair, yeah.
certainly the most successful one. No, so he saw the Knicks win or whatever, and he's like, now we got a little extra motivation. We want that. And I'm like, Gino, number one.
Are you even New York's team?
I was just gonna say,
Like-
no one in New York cares about the Jets.
They're like, hey, you know what, Gino? We'll rally behind you.
The
And
Jets,
also, Gino, of all free agent quarterback acquisitions, probably like the lowest
the
of
most underwhelming.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, the Jets are taking him back?
Do you think anyone bought a Geno Smith jersey again?
No.
They're like, oh, this second iteration.
Second time around, we got this.
They should get the linebacker. They should get IK back in there.
And
Punch him out.
he's like, yeah, we want this reaction from New York. The city's incredible. And I'm like, you're like the Brooklyn Nets. Like, no one cares about you in New York.
Yeah. The Nets, the biggest loser of the entire world with the Knicks winning the title has to be the Brooklyn Nets. Right?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean,
Victim Wembanyama probably in there too.
you call him Victim Women?
Yeah, Victim. Yeah. No, I like that. Skip Bayless put a good title on him.
No, the Nets are because the Nets moved to Brooklyn thinking they could capture the city because the Knicks had been bad for so long, and then the Nets continued to be bad despite acquiring some high profile pieces. And
Twice.
Yeah, a couple different times.
Yeah.
And then they were like, the Knicks are like, nope, we're gonna be good now.
Yep. Sorry.
So yeah, it's like, why'd you move to Brooklyn?
I was listening to a podcast yesterday as I was on my way to Bell West, and sometimes I try to like go back and listen to stuff from January or whatever. If I I don't have anything like on my daily rep, right? So I'm trying to just like go back and see if I can find anything that's interesting. And these guys were talking about the Knicks back, I think it was January 11th, and they were like, I don't know what's wrong with these Knicks. I don't know what's going to happen. Like they were like, it might be time, maybe we were wrong about Jalen Brunson. Like maybe he's not like all this stuff. And then now it's like, whoa, no one tell these guys what happened a couple months later.
Greatest player of all time. We love him. Rico's out here comparing him to Steph Curry, and I'm like, relax.
Did you see the Rico thread that we got yesterday? Were you included in that?
I don't think I was.
Okay, hold on.
I think I got left out.
It's probably best if I just put it on screen, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
That
okay.
way we can, for the podcast
yeah,
listeners.
for the podcast listeners. Let me make sure that I download all these. Well,
TK says Gino from Gino's Famous Steak Shop.
What are other famous Ginos? I'm trying to think. There's got to be an Italian somewhere.
There's not a lot of famous Ginos, I feel like.
Famous Ginos. Okay, so Smith,
Oriama,
and Ariama are up there.
Also, because just real quick, a side
Can I just
tangent.
look up famous Ginos?
Yeah.
Ginos?
Well, you continue to save things. I'll look up famous Ginos. But I do want to point out here that everybody kind of thinks that like there's this like Gino renaissance because he had the couple good years in Seattle. The last year in Seattle and then last year in Vegas, he was right back to bad Gino.
Yes. No, incredibly bad Gino.
Like
bad Gino.
He went from like very well house trained, good Gino, good boy, to bad Gino, don't poop on the carpet.
Yeah, bring out the water bottle. Make sure that you're spraying. All right, so here's the Rico thread. So it started here because Rico posted a photo of him FaceTiming our coworker Joel at the Knicks parade because Joel left Omaha to go to New York
did he
to
go?
celebrate. Yes, so he was there. So he was FaceTiming him. And I just happened to see this part where is Rico's face in the FaceTime. And I just thought, if you're going to post a screenshot of yourself, why would you make that face? But, to each their own. So I did tag Rico's wife in the tweet. And then she proceeded to start a thread with more photos of Rico from back in the day. So UNK Rico made a great appearance there.
That's, I think, signing day Rico. That's at that's at Bellevue West. Look, that's the T-bird in the back
there. Now, here's a new photo of Rico I've never seen before. This is athlete Rico. Look at that.
Look at the fitness.
You could make this in black and white, and you could have told me that was like an Olympic athlete.
You could have told me that was in 1960, and he was going to have his fist
Carl
up
Banks,
on the podium.
man. Yeah.
Like he was good. Like that looks.
That's got to be AI.
No, that's him.
I mean, he's way too tall there.
He's sort of like, I'll be honest, with the mustache.
I see what Rachel saw.
There's a little like
I see it.
There's a little like Michael B. Jordan there.
Oh, a little Creed?
Yeah, like there's a little like, hey, I'm training to fight, Drago's son.
Then it gets worse. We had a Chucky Hepburn a haircut in here.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
That pool no longer exists at UNK, by the way.
That's a bad
That's
one.
how old this
That doesn't
photo
even
is.
look like him. That doesn't even look like him at all.
Doesn't look like any of his kids either.
That doesn't look like any person that's ever existed.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the last one?
That is the last one. I just want to go back to this one.
That one's horrifying.
This one, my favorite.
Yeah, I'm stunned. Like I knew Rico was fast,
It's
but
incredible stuff.
Theoretically, Carl Weathers.
Carl
from Rocky.
Weathers?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well,
That's
see,
the hair.
We got to be careful here, chat. You can't just be naming like
Black
guys that you know from a movie.
So to be fair, though, I mean, Carl Weathers and Michael B. Jordan, they played each other's like father son. So like I think we're in the neighborhood.
Good point.
Also, I think if for the Carl Weathers comp, the hair's doing a lot of work there.
The hair is what?
The hair is doing a lot of.
Now the mustache is actually pretty good in that too. I'll give him
that.
That was
it was
very clean.
That was a solid
very
mustache.
Clean. Well, I want to pull that back up.
Yeah, the rest of his facial hair struggles.
Also, the swag. Look at this. He's got the chain flowing next to him too.
It's true. There's very few things in life cooler than a sprinter when the chain is just flowing. They're just going full speed. I think like Michael Johnson back in like 1996 was like the peak, or like the first time I noticed that, where I was like, that's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Where he's just like winning the 200, setting a world record, and he's got this gold chain flowing, and I'm like, that dude's swaggy.
Imagine being fast while having that amount of, rock on your chest. That's got to rock.
Listen, I was like, wait, doesn't that slow him down a little bit?
You think?
It did not.
You think?
He set a world record anyway.
And also, I just want to point out, look right above the knee. Look at that quad activation right there.
Great quad activation.
I haven't seen that quad activation in a long time.
Neither is he.
You thought I was tough? This jump will kill you.
Neither is Rico.
Yep. Rico, no commentary so far, so that's good. He's keeping himself quiet.
Headley says, I think I need this image next to Apollo Creed running on the beach. We might need a side by side.
We'll see what we can do.
Just to now, Creed's definitely more jacked. Yeah, Creed's definitely more jacked.
I'd say a touch, and also probably has the reach on Rico.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. Carl Weathers, I think, is like 6'2". He played, I think, professional football briefly.
Whoa.
He's not a famous Geno though. There's not a lot.
Kobe, good pull. That is Wiz Khalifa hair.
Oh,
it's a great pull.
Yeah, good call. So
look at this. Look, I'm doing something.
Do you need to answer? That might be an emergency.
Here, do you want me to answer it right now?
Yeah, just answer it real quick.
Hey, I'm hosting the show right now.
Is everything okay?
Okay, good morning and good night. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Katie.
Ravi says bye.
I just want to make sure she was okay, like she knows you're on the air, so like I
told you, it's every time she gets in a car.
I know.
She's like, I got to update him somehow. There's no other way for him to know that I'm driving back from work,
which is terrific. I will say, sometimes people forget that, we're on the air or whatever.
Yeah.
But it does always concern me when people that generally know we're on the air call. Because I'm like, oh, is this something bad?
Yeah. Because if I called you during the show, you would be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Something is
like if DB called me right now, I'd be like, oh, what happened?
Right. Yeah.
Especially because he often is like, don't these people know I'm working? Because people call him all the time.
So I was trying to do right there. Hey, what's going on here? DB was incredibly cool during all performance yesterday. I thought Westside looked very nice.
So he is, and I'm sure you saw this last year. Although 7-on-7 is like a different version of it. The best, and I think he would say this. I don't think I'm saying anything out of pocket here. I think the best version of DB is while he's coaching, like the happiest version of DB.
Yeah.
Like,
well, in the way that he just
just bounces around, like he's so happy when he's coaching.
I think that there is something about just being inside of I guess the track, right? Like you're inside of the coaching box and the white lines and all the other stuff that there are no other things that can distract you, right? Your phone doesn't buzz. You don't pay attention to that sort of stuff. Like you're truly locked in on what you're doing. Like there's nothing else to distract you. And I know we joked about it yesterday, but the Kenny and the Damon of it all, when you're out in public and you go anywhere, those two guys have it differently than either of us or anybody in our chat have to realize or recognize, right?
Yeah.
And so when DB's coaching football, he doesn't have to worry about any of that, right? Because no one from the stands can come down and just be like, hey, Damon, right? No, they don't worry. He doesn't have to worry about that.
Also, let's be honest here. Wasn't the most famous guy on the field yesterday.
No.
Right? Everybody.
Micah was playing. So
100%. Not even the most famous betting.
Did you see Micah's quote tweet of JP?
No, I didn't.
So JP.
I did see a nasty pick that Micah had.
Yeah, so JP posted a video of Braylon to Micah on the 7-on-7. He was like, oh, good return here for Braylon. One play drive follows up with this nice pass over to Micah.
I saw the pass.
He had put, I think JP had put maybe defensive back or something like that in the tweet, and Micah quote tweeted and said athlete.
I love that kid. He's 100%. If I was a better athlete, exactly how I would have been. And kind of how I was anyway, despite not being a very good athlete.
So I went over to DB to talk to him for a minute before I went and talked to Braylon. And I was talking to DB, and Micah comes by, and he's like, hey, I'm going to head out. And they're like, okay, yep, and whatever. Talk for a quick second. I literally turn to be like, Micah, good to meet you, whatever, and introduce myself. Micah had already turned and was 5 steps away. All right. See you, man.
See you later.
Good seeing you.
Good talking. Good talk.
He's I've got my max capacity of people I know. I don't need to know anymore.
He's like, nah, the club is full.
He goes, my dad's coworker?
He's like, if somebody gets kicked out the club, maybe we can talk, but
I'll call you then.
He's like, I'm already friends with one of his coworkers. That is enough.
It's too much. Yeah,
that's plenty. He can be a proxy for the rest of you.
He's at Mike's camp or at Mike's championship, and then he's quote tweeting disparaging JP.
Not disparaging, just
just setting the record straight.
Slight correction.
Yeah, right.
Nah,
let him know.
Athlete.
Let him know. athlete.
No, I liked it. It was good to see. It was good to see Micah. He's a good ball player. He got a lot bigger. He bulked up this offseason.
Yeah.
So he's looking good. Westside looked good.
There's a lot of just fast twitch guys out there yesterday. And I know they're not in pads. I know it's 7-on-7. I know it's all that stuff. Like it's
a lot of really good athletes.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Which is even guys that like you don't look at and go like, hey, that's a guy I'm talking about going D1 or that, maybe there's a bunch of like FCS guys out there, a lot of D2 guys out there. Like, but like the quality of skill position players in the Metro, I mean, you don't have the same like depth of experience here, but like
running backs took a hit. Graduated a lot of great running backs. Like
still
obviously Tate's back.
Here,
And there's going to be like Yasir's going to be like another guy to be able to watch. There's going to be guys that come through, but you lost a dynamic duo.
You still got Kyle and Haney at Millard North now.
You've got, you've got like the Millard South duo that's graduated. Sutco has gone from Elkhorn South. Like just a lot of like spots. Drawn Cannon from Omaha North no longer.
Yeah, Cannon's like really good player.
They were all phenomenal. But yeah, it feels like this is the year of the receiver.
Yeah,
there are so many good receivers
out there. A lot of good receivers, good quarterback play. Even though, like we said, even the ones that aren't like necessarily Division I guys.
Yeah,
there's just
you got a guy,
quality quarterback play, right? Like which is cool to see because that sort of raises the level of everybody else. So you're not going to have a power conference quarterback every year at multiple schools in the Metro, but like just raising that level and being able to turn guys who are FCS or D2 or NAI quarterbacks into I think about sometimes I would have loved to watch Jalen Gramstad in high school.
Yeah.
Like a guy that like clearly was not physically what a Division I quarterback is going to look like, even though he ended up at Nebraska. Like they were almost certainly never going to play him if they didn't have to. But like he brought a lot to the room. But like I would have loved to watch him in high school. Just he's I don't know, he's like 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
But obviously really, really good at football, right? Like
those different than like Heinrich was because Heinrich was just this
physically imposing.
Yeah, I mean, like he was the biggest dude on the field.
Smaller school kids, like that's a different thing. Where it's like you've got this guy who is just really good at football, but physically not going to match up to what people are looking for a Division I quarterback. And like those are guys that are sometimes the most fun to watch because they are so good.
Yes. Yep.
To get themselves to even that level when they're not 6'2" or 6'4" or whatever. Like that would have been, I think there's Jalen Gramstad's obviously lofty for that level of comparison, but I think there's guys like that where they're like really good high school quarterbacks. They're going to be really good small school quarterbacks someday. And that's super fun to watch. That's great for high school football because not everybody's going to be a D1 guy, but those guys I think are what make high school football from like week to week, from game to game really fun. And sometimes honestly, those are guys that can knock off some of the bigger schools. Especially because sometimes they're a little bit more either refined in their offense or polished, or maybe they have better chemistry with their guys. Like there's some equalizers there with guys that aren't D1 quarterbacks necessarily that I think can make this high school season a lot of fun.
Yeah. And man, I'm been ever since you said Jalen Gramstad, I'm trying to rattle my brain of just like dudes that I've seen that kind of match that, right? Because Jalen was never going to like completely shock you with athleticism or anything like that. And he wasn't physically imposing. But like Nate Kelly from Scottsbluff was a really, really good athlete. But yeah, on the football field, he was our quarterback. Different type of offense. But again, like Nate's probably a better athlete than Jalen Gramstad is. Like you kind of look at that sense.
I have one that comes to mind. And it's funny that we were at Bellevue West yesterday because he was from there. There was a guy named, this was right when, so this would have been my last couple years of high school. So it's going way back. And it was right when Bellevue West was kind of the first team to sort of like modernize their offense in the Metro, like start throwing the ball around a bunch and stuff. There's a kid named Silas Fluellen. His older brother Isaiah played receiver at Nebraska, but he ended up playing D2 at Wayne State, I believe, as a quarterback. I think he started for 3 or 4 years. But he's kind of the guy that came to mind where I think he's like 5'11", like he probably wasn't going to be, maybe in today's day and age where you're looking at that type of quarterback more. But he probably wasn't going to be a Division I quarterback, but I think he ended up being highly prolific at Wayne State, if I remember correctly, and was like Bellevue West was overmatched against certain teams still because they didn't have the size on the lines and stuff like that. But like he was really interesting to watch against teams that were like in the neighborhood talent wise of Bellevue West because he was pretty special at what he did.
If I said like Easton Stick from Creighton Prep, he was a little bit more like he had the height to him a little bit more, but yeah, went to North Dakota State. He was a little bit like dual sporty, but obviously, I mean, like he's made himself a lot of money in the NFL by being a backup quarterback and like kind of going around the league in different spots too. And I don't think that anyone like obviously went to North Dakota State. People had high expectations of him, was a national champion, all that sort of stuff. But I don't think a lot of people were like, that dude's high level quarterback, put the ball where he needs, all that sort of stuff.
As like a junior in high school, nobody was like, that guy's going to play in the NFL. At least the vast majority, right? Like most people weren't even mad that he didn't have a Nebraska offer at the time. There was a handful, especially his senior year. There were some people that are like, why aren't we offering this kid?
Good. Will Pickering, Christian Ellsworth, Northwest Corps. I played against him.
That's a good one.
PBU.
Pass break, nice.
Yeah.
Well, you were honorable mention all state, so that makes sense.
Forget, yeah. He tried to run a seam route on me 5 wide, and I was like, "Come on, brother."
Absolutely not, brother.
I tried to tell the linebackers, I was like, "Bump, you got to bump number 3. You got to bump 3." I was like, "This guy's gonna run right at us. We don't have anybody back here." What did Kevin Jurgensen do? Not bump him. So I had to cover 2 guys at once, but they ran. They ran 4 verts on that side. So
come on,
you're covering 2 guys at one time, man. That's better than honorable mention.
All right, man.
Well, they don't get eyes out on Sydney very often, so have to rely on stats.
Well, they pulled me right after that because they were just like, "What were you doing?" I was like, "I was covering 2 guys.
I was covering for these."
I was like, I literally took a guess as to which person he might throw it to. I got very lucky.
Guessed right.
Yeah.
No,
shout out Christian.
I kind of felt this way about. I think he's better than that in terms of upside, and he's like size wise. But like that's sort of how I felt about like Anthony Rizak when like he wasn't getting any offers or things like that, and you're like.
Yeah, part of it's like the narrative side of it, comparative to like what you're saying with like the Gramstad like comparison in that sense as well. So yeah, well, how big of a high school did Gramstad go to? You have any idea?
I have no idea. I assume he's from Iowa. That was my guess. But he ended up at Northwestern, but I have no idea. He's got a
Wikipedia page. Good for you, Jalen.
Jalen, way to go, bud.
Yeah.
High school. Where do you go to high school? Do we have it on there?
Let's see. I got all of his NAIA stuff.
Well,
he grew up in Leicester, Iowa, at West Line High School. Yeah, I want to look how big this school is.
Leicester, Iowa.
They won the Class 1A state.
Oh, so that's the smallest.
Okay, so yeah.
That's the smallest in Iowa.
Oh, it's a community school. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, this is one of those, they line up the cars on the side of the, yeah, that would be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun to watch that then.
Right? Like, just see these.
There's a guy this year in Nebraska that's, I guess in that same sense, Wyatt Fry from Lawrence Nelson.
Okay.
He's a 8-man quarterback, played 6-man a couple years ago, Red Cloud. Switched schools to go to 8-man, went to a camp at Northwestern, just a like prospects camp or whatever, and they offered him to play tight end, and he's committed there. So he's a 3-star
there you
athlete
go.
to be able to go out there. So yeah,
very
so he'll stay in
cool.
the Big Ten. But
yeah, there's a lot of guys like that where so there's Miller North ran through a lot of these guys that ended up playing different positions in college that were obviously because you're playing option quarterback, but that were really, really great high school quarterbacks as well. But yeah, the Gramstad types, I think hasn't been a ton of those recently in Nebraska. And I think it seems like it's either been like, hey, you're going to go to college to play football, or like the high school is the last football you're ever going to play. And I think having a bunch of those guys in the middle is going to make for a much more interesting, more entertaining season. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it.
High school football is going to be a good time.
High school football is great, man.
And listen, high school volleyball, we talked Shayla Rottenberg earlier in the week and everything, but there's a lot of good players in B and A, and Shayla's in C1. It's going to be a lot of fun for this fall. I'm excited. High school sports is a great time. I don't understand how people can be like. I do understand. I get it. Like if you are so college football pilled, you're so Nebraska football pilled that you're like, I don't want to watch sports or whatever. But it's like, man, there's something so unique about just watching.
It is.
I almost like, this is why I love college football the most. More than like if I were to rank my tiers of football, I would go college football, high school football, and then I would go the NFL. I actually like the idea that mismatches, how good can you take advantage of, weaknesses of your opponent, that sort of thing. I also like the idea of like people are going to make mistakes and they're not going to be perfect. But then sometimes you're going to have like a truly dominant person who can take over a game. I like those aspects.
Yeah.
And you don't have that gap as much in the NFL. And I know other people would argue that that's why they love the NFL, because that gap is so much smaller. There is something so unique about watching it in that sense. And also, on the personal side too, know the stories a lot better on this side. So that's why the high school stories like stick out to me a little bit more, because I can root for kids, root for towns, root for teams, that sort of thing.
So, it's kind of funny that we brought this up, because I think I agree with you. NFL is definitely not my first. College football's first. And I do think high school football second for me before the NFL. And I think part of it for me is, and this is going to be a weird analogy, so hang in here with me, is like it sort of reminds me of what we see with the World Cup, in the sense of college football and high school football are very like community related.
Yes.
Soccer in Europe is very community related. You've got, in England, you've got 20 teams in a country the size of like Utah, basically. That's a guess. If I'm close on that, I'm going to be really proud of myself. But you've got 20 teams in basically one medium-sized state. And so everything is like super community related, like community focused, right? You've got 2 teams in Liverpool. You got Liverpool and Everton. You got 2 teams in Manchester. Like, you got multiple teams in all these cities that are not like crazy big cities, right? So it's like neighborhood teams, even though they are internationally known and billion-dollar franchises. And I think the closest thing you get to that in American sports is high school and college, right? Very community focused, very like insulated into, and being insulated isn't always a good thing, but like it's a very community feel and community aspect. Like, there's traditions that your teams have at the high school and college level that nobody else really knows about, nobody else really appreciates. Like, you know how many times people would ask me about the helmet on the, or the tape on the Miller North helmets back in the day or stuff like that. They're like, hey, why do they do that? Like, it's just like little stuff where you have no idea what it is, but everybody in the community is like, that's our thing, right? It's like, why on earth is Scotland out here just going to Boston and singing Proclaimers at the Red Sox games?
Why are they rowing up on an escalator? Why are they?
Yes, like, but you have all, and it's like, it makes perfect sense to them, and that's all that matters. And so you get a lot of that with soccer. And I've mentioned before, like, I think there's a lot of things about soccer fandom that I wish translated to American sports. But I do think the community aspect of high school and college football is one of those things. And so, like, I'm really, really drawn to that.
Yeah.
I think it's such a super cool environment. And like, when you go to way more of these high school games than I do, I mostly just go when I have like a vested interest, whether it's like Westside or Miller North or wherever.
You've gone to a couple big names though.
Oh yeah, I go.
Like,
I'll go to the biggest games.
Yeah. Like you did a Friday night. You did the doubleheader. You did Westside Elkhorn South, and then you bebop down to Elkhorn North Scott right after.
I did, yeah. And I was out at Bell West, Elkhorn South. Like, I want to see the best players. Like, I just like to get eyes on them and see what I think. So like, I'll do a lot of that. But you go to a lot of the smaller school games. You'll go where the community aspect is like even more emphasized, and I just think it's super cool. It's one of my favorite things about sports, and I do think it's like the most prevalent at those levels.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if I share that same. I think in other sports, like if I were to pick soccer or baseball or any of these others, I would probably pick the high school version first, because that's what I normally turn to. College basketball has really turned me since I moved to Omaha, and I just think I wasn't as...
I love college basketball.
Like, this is a college basketball area, and I think it helps that you have like the teams. And I think that's actually a great example of exactly what you're talking about. I mean, you've got the Omaha-based team, and you've got the Lincoln-based team, and those two fan bases, there are plenty of Husker fans that live in Omaha that, will make their trip, probably have season tickets to PBA, all that good stuff too. But those are very, very different communities when it comes to how they treat their basketball, their expectation level of the basketball teams, all that sort of stuff. And it intermixes, tides rise, lower, all that sort of stuff, right? But I was shocked from the very beginning when I first moved to Omaha, just like the dynamic difference of being like, Creighton loves its basketball. Men's basketball is the number one thing for sure. And yes, the Nebraska men's basketball fan base really, really loves it. But if you're like, who do Husker fans root for? 95% of the time, you're going to assume that it's football.
Or I would even throw volleyball in there. I think football, volleyball are really, really high. I think football is one. Volleyball, I mean, at least according to like the numbers that we run on stuff that we post, are basically in a dead heat, right? A lot of times volleyball outperform football. Now, part of that's success, right?
Yeah.
If football had the level of success that volleyball does, I would imagine that there'd be some different numbers there. But I do think basketball, it would probably be third if you asked people, but the people that love Nebraska basketball are diehards.
Yes.
Like it does feel like its own different subset of the fan base that are like,
that's what makes it feel like the World Cup-ish almost.
Yeah,
like.
it's super cool because, and there's not a ton of them, but there's a handful of Nebraska basketball first fans. And it's like, yeah, we root for volleyball, we root for football, whatever. But it's like, we love Nebraska basketball. And I appreciate that person a ton because it's, kind of going against the grain a little bit. My buddy Evan that we talk to sometimes, he's a Illinois football fan first, and it's usually backwards there. It's like Illinois basketball, and then football's like, well, we got to do something in the fall. And so, like, I appreciate the people that are like, I get this is not the sport we're known for, but this is my thing.
Yeah.
And I really like that. So, like, Nebraska basketball fans are, honestly, I do think one of the better fan bases in the country. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been to PBA when that team just wasn't very good, and the atmosphere was still incredible. And like that doesn't happen everywhere. I know that we're used to it in football. I know we're used to it in basketball, but like that's not a common thing. Usually, if your teams aren't good, like I watch a lot of Florida State games. When Florida State's been bad, like nobody goes to those games. Like that gets empty in a hurry. When Miami's been bad, those games are empty in a hurry, right? Like the level of which Miami has to be good before people actually start coming to those games is crazy.
I mean, even this past year, they took like a loss, and everyone was like,
well,
might be over.
Well, I guess we're done
had
here.
A lot of fun, didn't we? It was a good run. Thanks, Carson.
Run. It's Miami. We got other stuff to do, But no, like Nebraska basketball fans, they are diehards. And I'm sure there's some like, Prairie View A&Ms or something that aren't the same atmosphere. But for the most part, every time I've been to a game at PBA, it's like, holy cow, this place is just rocking all the time. And it's incredible. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now I just need them to learn songs and chants.
That's
cool. The last hurdle.
I'm
a big songs.
Pound this drum, man.
I'm a big songs and chants guy.
I don't know how we get it started, but I'm with you. I'm with you.
I think it adds a lot to the fan experience. I think singing as a fan base is severely underrated in America. I don't know if we just think we're too cool for it or we think it's going to be cringy, but it is like when you're in a fan base that does it, or if you like see it happen in a fan base, you're like, oh God, that's pretty cool.
So do you want for Nebraska and the Scarlet, for Nebraska and the Cream? Do you not like that one, or is that
one's fine? Listen, it's the closest thing Nebraska has right now. I know a lot of people hate that song. I don't mind it. I think it's pretty catchy. But I think it's even more fun when you adopt like a popular song that just has nothing to do with you, but like this is our song.
So like Call Me Maybe?
Anything, right?
Okay.
Like so like Liverpool does You'll Never Walk Alone. That's like a 60s song from Elvis, right? And for whatever reason, they just sing that song and everybody loves it. Everybody's happy. Like all the different European soccer teams kind of do this. And it's like one of them has like a Harry Styles song. Like it's just like, this is our song now.
But exactly what you're mentioning though is that those all came weirdly naturally.
Yeah, organically.
You cannot try to plant this, right? I don't think like
you can't force it.
Nebraska doing the football light show in the fourth quarter and everything. If people are going to bang the table and just be like, oh, we got to change that song so everyone can get riled up and whatnot. Like it being Thunderstruck, I think is perfectly fine. People can sing along to the words of Thunderstruck. All 92,000 people, I think we can confirm at this point, are not singing Thunderstruck together.
No,
right?
It is not. So that's the thing, is it has to be a song that is like conducive to being sung along to. Almost like a karaoke style song where you're like, this is a great song. I think there's a team in Europe that like does Mr. Brightside. Like they're like that type of song, like wedding venue songs, right? Where you're like,
the Macarena.
Exactly. Although I'll be honest, seeing like 90,000 people do the Macarena would kind of go hard.
Be a little intimidating too.
Be like, what's happening?
Especially
right
when it's 92,000 Nebraska fans and half of them like can't keep the rhythm.
Can I pick a song?
Yes, please, Shane.
You are my sunshine,
that would rock.
My only sunshine.
I like that. That's not a bad idea.
I don't know if we should let DB sing it, but
could you imagine DB midfield? All right, Husker fans, it's the fourth quarter, and it's time to get on your feet. Damon Benning ready to lead you in your fourth quarter rally.
It's not only rainbows and butterflies. It's count.
That one was better than You Are My Son. It's also kind of funny.
What if he does Jelly Roll?
He would definitely do Jelly Roll. I don't know.
Jelly Roll not been in good news
sing along
recently.
to that.
Yeah, it's got to be something you can sing along to. That's important.
I think that would be good.
And it's it's got to happen kind of organically. I thought it was going to happen at Creighton organically when I think I've told you this story.
McCutcheon,
No.
Oh, okay.
During their first Big East game, it was on New Year's Eve against Marquette, and the tip time was like 9 or 10 o'clock. It was a late game.
Gross.
And so everybody was drunk already. It's
Yeah.
New Year's Eve. And they played Sweet Caroline during a break, and then just everybody just kept singing through the game after they cut it off. And like there was a moment where I was like, this could be a thing. And then they never really went back to it or whatever. But like that's sort of like one of those moments where you're like, oh, is this our thing now? Is this the thing we're gonna do? And I think it has to happen like that.
I remember when I was in high school, the Let Me Clear My Throat played at a pep rally or something for Nebraska football or a student section gathering or something. And that got latched onto for a long time. And I remember there was many people who were like, just keep playing it. Just keep playing it. We just got to keep playing it. Yeah. I don't miss that era. That was a good
TK
time.
says, I think we all do tequila. There's literally only one word in that entire song, TK.
Tequila. And you can't drink it in the stadium.
That's true.
Kenny makes a good point. The jump around, not sing along, is pretty cool. They've been doing that for decades.
True.
Yeah. But I think that there is the difference, though, is you kind of want like the echo atmosphere, right?
Yes.
Like you want to be in like the vast mountain range of the sound bouncing off. Jump around is cool because you get the vibration, you get like the movement and everything. Like it makes Camp Randall jump.
I've been there for jump around. Like it is even as like as a friendly, like it wasn't a Nebraska game I was up there for. It was a little intimidating, and you're like, there's a lot. Like, I was like, this is an old stadium. Is this going to hold?
Like this place will fall apart.
Yeah, it's like when things got a little too rowdy on the wooden bleachers at Rosenblatt before they replaced them. It's like, I don't know that I feel safe here.
I can't stay.
Kenny says St. Louis Blues did Gloria, that's true. That was a big thing for them. That was that's a really good example of a time that it's worked. And I think that was fairly organic.
What do you think the funniest thing would be? Like if we did the full 7-minute version of Purple Rain,
Thong Song would be the funniest one for sure.
Thong Song would be good too. Yeah,
Thong Song would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Everybody learn German and sing 99 Red Balloons.
Whoa, got me nervous there at the beginning.
Yeah,
like, had me.
Whoa, easy there.
99 Red Balloons in a former life of mine when I was a radio station host in Holdridge.
Yeah,
it's an 80s and 90s station. That song played every morning at 6:03.
Why?
It's whatever the automation system it always played. I hate 99 Red Balloons.
There's a English version by Goldfinger that is actually pretty good. It's like a punk version. Pretty good. It's not bad.
I ain't listening.
Then everybody wouldn't have to learn German.
Yeah, Rico.
Yeah, that was a weird.
It sounds better in German.
Is that the only thing you think's better in German?
Yes.
Interesting.
I heard they have good pretzels and beer. Wow, that's a jump scare.
Surprise.
It's Rico.
Why did Rico pick a German song?
Why
that
did
blonde
Rico want German?
That blonde patch is actually a blonde stripe. It goes all the way.
Interesting.
I'm not putting these up. Is Rico putting these up?
I'm not.
That's Shane.
Why would I put them up?
Shane's pretending like he doesn't know. He's like, oh, I've never done this.
Crazy like a fox.
I'm just guessing.
It's nice. Shane, are you coming down to the tournament today, or do you have another tournament to get to?
Nah, I went to that tournament yesterday.
How'd it go?
I'm a little tired.
Yeah?
Keegan says, I'm on a boat.
Okay.
That was slap.
I'm on a boat might actually be the right answer here.
Hold on.
Could you imagine
that's not even the best one to sing along to.
No, but this, like, imagine 85,000 people screaming down at Michigan State, I'm on a boat.
What if it was like, you got to do the callback to it. It's like, like half the stadium was like, I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
Or do Husker Power, but have half of them be The Lonely Island and the other half be T-Pain?
I'm on a boat.
Or is it Akon? No, it's T-Pain.
It's T-Pain.
Yeah.
Akon's and I Just Had Sex.
Whoa, congrats.
That's the name of the song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which would be the best one to sing along to, by the way.
Last night I was doom scrolling on YouTube, which I don't do often, but I got caught up looking at something.
Yeah.
And I did watch Mother Lover, the video.
Yo, that's
still funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I want to somehow play that at my wedding reception. But the problem is my mother and her mother will probably be there.
I mean,
that's a dangerous song to play.
What if it's our last dance?
You should.
If you play that, everybody's gonna be like, "Wait, is she pregnant?"
Oh, that rock.
How? You may not want to tell me this on air, at least.
Oh.
Well,
No, please ask. Now I'm curious.
Okay. How much is your band going to cost?
I mean, it's paid for, so we got it. It's good.
I know, I get that, but if you play Mother Lover for your father or for your son Mother Dance,
no, I'm not doing. No,
I would
no,
pay
no.
for your band.
No. No. That would be very funny though,
dude.
Now that you put it in my head,
now he's gonna be thinking about
how much the band costs because I was like, yeah, that. I guess there's a certain number that's worth me paying for the band if you do that.
A little over
800,000. 8,000 for the band?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, it's a good band,
even
man.
If he plays the song.
No, not a chance.
It's a good band. It's a good band.
How about half of it?
No. I'm not selling my boat to pay for his band.
It's a good band. It's the one thing I wanted.
TK is right. Captain Jack Sparrow goes so hard. Like, can you imagine everybody saying, "This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow"? Like in a stadium,
I would like the part where
that would go crazy.
And my favorite part of that whole song is where he cuts back in after they are like, "That was kind of weird. We're back in the club," and they like do the rap game, and then he just goes, "Now back to the good part."
That was so in unison.
I'm
really proud of us.
Let's take a break. We got a break. We got a break after that.
I actually do think we should take a break. Like, we're not going to top that today. That was in perfect unison, man.
DB could never. Not that
we gotta cut that out and play that at the end of every break.
Rico, you have power. You're a producer.
As soon as the break is over, now back to the good part, and then it's you guys.
All right, and it has to have that picture of Rico up the entire time.
Shane, I thought we were friends.
Let's take a quick break here. That's Austin. I'm Ravi. Rico and Shane are here too, at least in spirit. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time to slide into savings at Edwards Chevrolet. Lease the 2026 Chevy Trax LT for just $349 a month. $0 down with your first payment due at signing. 2 great Chevys, one big June event. Slide into a 2026 Chevy Equinox LT for just $399 a month. $0 down with your first payment due at signing. Get to Edwards Chevrolet today. Together, let's drive.
I tell you what, I think the last time we won it was in 1951. I think it was an old coach that used to coach for me was a coach then. But it's great to be here. I've been here all 3 times. I'll be back, I guess, Saturday again, and looking forward to it. The fans are great here. Nebraska fans have always been great to the Sooners, and I hope we return the same to them. He's not even ranked, you know. He's not even ranked. Come out here and beat number 4, then beat number 3, and that's just a super job he's done. The players have responded well. We've got a good team, better team than people think we have.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's awesome. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are about to talk to Tim VERGHESE in about 15 minutes from inside Nebraska. He's been out at the 7-on-7 NebPreps 7-on-7 tournament yesterday, and then he'll be down at Battle of the Boneyard this weekend as well. So lots to talk to Tim about. We'll talk to Mike SAUTTER, who is running that 7-on-7 tournament.
And it's definitely not sunburnt.
At 8:30. He was wearing the bucket hat. I think he's okay.
Oh, he took it off halfway through.
Oh, no, that's a mistake.
And he was like, I wanted to get some sun. And I was like, you?
Brother.
And also look at me. Like, I got burned too.
Yeah, I did not. I feel great.
Must be nice.
I feel terrific.
Wow.
It is, actually. And then also we've got one DB at 9 o'clock. He was out there at
what do you think he wants to talk about?
I don't know. I think 7-on-7, and I think he's going to be down at Battle of the Boneyard too. I would guess Micah's going to be down there.
Well,
so.
he loves traveling to Lincoln.
I think spends as much time there as he does anywhere.
He loves traveling to Lincoln.
It's not a terrible drive from his house. It's pretty close. I think it's under 40 minutes to the university from his house.
That's actually not bad.
It's really not. I used to drive further than that to work every day when I lived in Ashland.
That's crazy.
It was terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It has really.
We had neighbors that they worked in downtown Lincoln and they lived next to us, and they said it was like a 45, 50-minute drive every time. And I was like, oh, it's just far enough.
No, it's terrible.
I feel like 35 is my limit. I can do 35.
I think 30 regularly. If it's like, hey, it's bad traffic, it's 35, 40,
Yeah.
I can live with that. But like, I can't plug it into my like directions, my maps when there's no traffic and it say more than 30 and be okay with it.
Yeah.
In terms of a daily commute.
Yeah.
Right.
My fiance's parents live like an hour and 15 minutes away from our house. And so it's like just long enough where it's like, probably can't go down there. Like if they ask us on a whim to go for like dinner or something, but it is close enough to be like, we'd go for the afternoon, come back. Like that's never an issue. You know?
Just long enough to be like a little annoying.
Yes.
But not long enough to be prohibitive that you see him very often. So that's nice. But it is.
My parents being 2.5 hours away. No way.
It's like they live in a different country.
Pretty much.
Because they're central Nebraska now, right?
Yeah. They live in Kearney.
Yeah, they moved to the big city.
Well, so they were my mom is great. She's a great mom. But when we all graduated, they stayed in Sydney for a year. They were like, well, everyone's in Kearney, so we're just going to move out there. So then they built a house in Grand Island. They were like, well, everybody's in Kearney, so let's just build a house in Kearney. And then like 4 years later, they built a house in Kearney, and they were shocked when everybody moved. Sorry, your kids are 30. What
Are you guys avoiding your parents?
No.
Wow.
But they just keep chasing us. It's not our fault. We're living our lives, you know?
Will says he's got usually an hour and a half to 3 hour drive a day, depending on what accounts he's going to.
That's crazy.
He's like that.
Oh, is that like a traveling sales?
Like
okay, that's different.
I don't remember if it's in sales, but he's got a traveling job.
Yeah.
Like I have a buddy. I don't know if Alex Sindelar listens a lot, but he travels a lot for work, and so he gets out to Western Nebraska a lot.
Yeah, I've
more than you do.
I don't doubt it.
Like weekly, usually he's out there.
Like real Western.
Yeah, he gets all the way out to the Panhandle.
Oof. I have a friend who he does like medical sales or something like that, and he has to go to North Platte, and he'll stay in North Platte for like 3 or 4 days and like be down there. And that's
a long time to be in North Platte.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, imagine being Kobe.
I've never been there for more than a day.
I try not to spend more than like an hour and a half in North Platte.
Yeah,
but I have to.
The longest I've spent there is for football, for high school football.
Oh, what game?
Middle North Platte when I was in high school.
Oh, I was like, you went like recently?
No, not recently. Yeah. No, but when
North Platte, low key, a nice place to watch a high school football game though. I do like their stadium.
It was
back then not as nice
and not friendly to us back then.
Makes sense, yeah.
We beat. I mean, it was state semifinals. We beat them, so it kept them going.
Oh, that would have been a Danny year.
Yes, it was. It was a Danny Woodhead year. So we played.
Can you imagine? Can you believe he wore 42 in high school?
Yes, it was
psycho behavior.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't be the best player on your team and be like a skill position player and have the number 42.
I mean, what did didn't Darren Sproles wear like 43?
Oh yeah, he did.
Just straight up psycho stuff.
Yeah. You gotta be careful because I'm saying it with Jackie Robinson's jersey right back there. That would have been really bad.
It's different with baseball.
Different with baseball.
Yeah, different with baseball.
You can't be a football skill position player.
Yeah.
And be wearing number 42.
So Danny Woodhead, we played him 2 straight years in the state semifinals, his junior and senior year, which my sophomore, junior year. because he's a year older than me.
Oh, Will's on his way to Sydney. Let's go.
Let's go.
Bang.
Emmett drives 45, 50 minutes to work. That's brutal, man. Will says he put 63,000 miles on his car last year. Whew.
Not me, man. I have 63,000 miles on my car right now.
That's brutal. Yeah. But no, so yeah, we played Danny Woodhead a couple times. He was, and for as great of a football player as he was, obviously, people kind of sleep on just how good of an overall athlete that he was.
Yeah.
I believe
he's their all-time leading scorer in basketball.
Yes, and I believe, I don't think I'm mistaken here. I think his senior year, he led the state in scoring in soccer.
I want to say he did track, but
I thought he did both. I thought they just kind of let him do whatever he wanted.
I don't think he could play both, right? You can play two varsity sports at the same time. I'm just going to look up soccer.
In track, and they kind of just let you do whatever. I thought he played soccer at some point. I could be mistaken.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he scored, let's see. Scored 28 points in a quarter in basketball, earning all-state honors in soccer, placing in the 100 meters of the state track meet. Whoa, he did.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
What?
Like,
did he play that many varsity sports? That's crazy. I didn't know that was a possibility. Good for him.
I don't think if the coaches are cool with it, I think they just let you do whatever. And I think they're like, yeah, Danny, you are fast. You can run the 100.
Wonder why they didn't let me do that.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
it is hard to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
Was a great soccer player. Obviously, like
really good dude too.
Led the state in scoring in basketball. Obviously was a great track athlete as well. Like just great golfer from what I hear.
Yep.
Just phenomenal golfer.
Just missed the cut on one of the last qualifiers.
Yeah, like he's like a damn near professional level golfer.
We will, in no doubt, probably see him like on the Corn Ferry Tour at some point if he chooses to like.
If he like sticks with it, yeah. I would imagine. He is absolutely insane.
Yeah. He lives here now, I think.
Yeah, he's an Omaha guy now, I believe.
Yeah.
You know, Omaha comes for everybody. Got you. Got Danny Woodhead.
It did get me. Damn it. Got me. Or my extended family lets me over Christmas. How's it going, shitty boy? What are you doing?
Wait, what boy?
Shitty boy. Shitty.
You know what it sounds like you're saying, right?
No. Say it.
It sounds like you're saying shitty boy.
What do you think they mean?
City boy.
Yeah, that.
Oh, okay. I heard hoe in there.
What the hell, Shane?
Get your mind out. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah,
Shane.
stop worrying about your Thursday night activities. We don't need to know about that.
All right, shitty boy.
Bang. All right, now I got to mark this explicit.
Chuck, he has been very close to qualifying for the Corn Ferry Tour. Like, I don't know what you want me to like. Corn Ferry is professional golf. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, he's been very close.
Yeah, he like literally just missed the cut like a month ago, something like that.
Yeah, like he's like very close.
I think he was in a playoff.
I believe
something like that.
I believe he's very close to qualifying for the Corn Ferry Tour.
I mean,
like he's not Scotty Scheffler.
Listen,
like,
dude, if you want to choose to hate on Danny Woodhead, that's your prerogative. But like, I'm not going to do that.
Like, I don't know what to tell
Imagine being a human being who woke up one day and you're just like, God, I hate Danny Woodhead. I'm not saying that's Chuck. I'm just saying, like,
Woodhead,
you know that there was a Jets fan one day that was like, Danny's our running back. Damn it.
That's a Patriot.
Or like when the Ravens signed him for like that 3-year deal or whatever. I'm sure that there were some Ravens fans that were like, Danny Woodhead, really? Couldn't be me though.
Never. I would never. No, he's What are you talking about? Corn Ferry Tour is professional golf. They're being paid. What are we talking about?
That's tough.
All right. We're moving on. Like that's it's like saying minor league baseball players aren't professional baseball players.
I might ask Mike if he could pick one Nebraska high school athlete in history to play at his 7v7 championship, like you get their high school.
Oh,
do you pick Danny?
That would be really interesting.
There's a lot of guys. I mean, so interestingly enough, you probably don't want to go running back though, right?
No, because they're just so de-emphasized in terms of what you're allowed to do with them. Like, obviously, like Tay for Westside's a great example, right?
Yeah. They ran him on a nice wheel though.
Yeah, no, he was
nice.
He had a great wheel route, got a touchdown on it. You know, they run him across the middle on some short like drag routes and stuff like that. But your impact as a great running back is minimized in 7-on-7. So, and you don't have lines or anything really either. So that's kind of a other whole problem. But I'm trying to think who it would be.
It's hard not to say Trey right now for quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, but we got to see him.
Yeah,
we got to see Jet play, and I think he was doing this when Zane Flores was here. I think he was doing that. The one that popped into my mind is not just because he's a Miller North guy, but like Eric Crouch would have been interesting.
I was wondering if you were going to say Crouch. Well, I even again, high school version, Scott Frost, you never you'd be able to see him in that.
And I didn't see him play in high school, so I don't have a reference for him throwing the ball. I know Crouch threw the ball more in high school than people remember.
Yeah.
And he was a better passer than he had a shoulder surgery early on at Nebraska that he never really looked the same throwing the ball after that. So
see Niles.
Niles is a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So there was a kid
Baylor Shireman Sling the Rock.
Oh,
Baylor's a good pick. Baylor would be a really
pick.
good one. Yeah.
That's a really good one.
And you could put him out wide too. You could just be like, Baylor, you're just playing all the positions today.
Yeah, but he'd be like, I'm not a tight end, guys. I'm a quarterback. Because that's what he told Nebraska.
Whoops.
There was a kid that played with Niles Paul at at Omaha North named Philip Bates. He was committed to Iowa to play quarterback, and then he ended up playing quarterback at Ohio under Frank Solich. Super mobile guy, good passer. He would have been interesting to see as well. I think he graduated 08, 09, somewhere in there. I think he was the same class as Niles Paul.
Should I text Mike and just be like, hey, I want you to think about this, or should we throw it to him when we were talking to him?
Give him a heads up so he has a chance to think about it.
Okay.
We'll talk to him in a half hour, but in just a few minutes, we'll talk to Tim VERGHESE from Inside Nebraska coming up next here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
The Kia Summer Sticker Sales event is on at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid S all-wheel drive starting at $299 a month. Edwards Kia is on a winning streak. This June, the savings are as big as the season. We've also got the 2027 Kia Telluride S all-wheel drive starting at $469 a month. Don't wait. Slide into savings with the Edwards Kia Summer Sticker Sales event.
Yeah, I had my final lab report due tonight. Shout out my lab partners, Ainsley and Anil. They helped me get that done, and they honestly did a bulk of the work, and we got it done, turned it in time, so I'm glad that I have nothing else to worry about while I'm here.
Yeah, what's that like trying to balance being in the Men's College World Series while also having some homework to do and some classes to figure out?
It's awesome. I've been doing it my whole life, so it's nothing new for me. Just going home, doing my homework. I mean, sometimes you just got to get things done, but it's what I chose to do, so I'm not going to complain about it at all.
Beyond baseball, what would you want to do with that major?
I'm pre-med, so I'm applying to med school right now. I might put it on hold for a little while, so I might end up taking another year, but that's the goal, is to go to med school and end up being a doctor.
listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's Austin. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We'll be joined by Tim VERGHESE in just a second. But in the meantime, I'll remind you, call our friends over at Next Gen Mail Medical, 402-614-9700. Help you get through these not quite dog days of summer yet, as we're heading towards some still major sporting events coming up. Need a little energy, a little pep in your step. Team USA plays today. You know, maybe get one of those one of those vitamin shots, make you feel better. And if you get over to Next Gen, tell them that we sent you. You can get one of those vitamin shots for free with your first order just by telling them that you're a friend of Hurrdat Sports Live. So give them a call, 402-614-9700. We'll talk to Tim VERGHESE here in just a minute as he gets ready to join the stream here. But going to have some 7-on-7 talk with Tim, I imagine. But I'm also really interested to see, outside of the Nebraska guys, who he really liked yesterday, because that's one of the things we like best about Tim is kind of his eye for talent and his evaluations and everything like that.
And his passion for it too.
Oh man, like he loves this stuff.
He's like a Christmas tree every time he starts talking about a kid that he likes watching,
lights up, right? And so there's some kids I'd really love to talk to him about, because I think there is, I think there's a lot of, I mean, like we were talking about earlier, there's just a lot of really good athletes in the metro and surrounding areas right now. Obviously, like Columbus Lakeview was there, Lincoln Northeast was there, Lincoln Southeast was there. So it wasn't just Omaha Metro schools, but it was a good group out there.
Yeah, and not only that, but he was getting evals on a lot of different characters, a lot of different guys that were there. Me and him both stopped and talked to White Liebentritt from Scott for a minute too. And, as much as he is the inside Nebraska guy, he does have a great eye for evaluation. And I love talking to him because I could ask him one question and he will give me 5 paragraphs as to why, this kid works here, or like where this kid's improving upon, or the things that, this kid is working on to get to that next star or the next eval or whatever the case is. And I just love it, man. And the way that he was talking, especially about, your Millard North guy, Tori, I thought that was like incredibly interesting from what he was talking about already, what he's seen in Tori's game, just being with the Mustangs for just a couple of months here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he is ready to join us now. Tim VERGHESE from Inside Nebraska. Tim, how are we doing?
Hey, good morning. How we doing, guys?
Doing good. It's good to see you again, Tim. I can't wait to see you for, I guess it'll technically be a third time in 2 days here when we get each other at 7-on-7 again.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to be back out there. I'll be heading back out there here shortly.
So I want to start with the non-Nebraska commit guys, at least guys that are still either uncommitted or maybe committed to other places. And since DB's not here, I feel like we have a little sneak opportunity to talk about Micah for a second. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So Micah's super interesting. Obviously, I know DB's been taking him out to camps and stuff. About to head into his junior year. Obviously, has gotten a little bit bigger, bulked up a little bit. What is your take on where he's at, even from where you saw him last fall until now?
Yeah, the growth's obviously like something that, the physical growth is there. And that's something where he looks completely different than he did in the fall, where like in the fall, I was like, okay, well, he's doing some good things out there, some flashes, whatever, but I need to see him grow. And now he's grown, and he's grown to the point where, you don't really need to squint to see it. You don't need to be like, I wish he was a couple inches taller to see it at the next level. Like, you can see it now. You can see it. And so that helps. But two, I think he's really come along from a technical standpoint. I think, I didn't get to see him yesterday. I'm excited to see him today, but I did see him at the Nebraska camp a couple of weeks ago. And I think, again, like his ball skills, the way he triggers on the ball, I think he does just a lot that translates to the next level right now. But excited to see him in action today.
Yeah, the thing that I think I liked the most I saw from the fall and then again yesterday is that triggering on the ball, like breaking on the ball when it's in the air. He does a really good job of that. Need him to turn a few more of those PBUs into interceptions than he did last year. Sophomore, we'll give him a little grace there. But I was really impressed with that part of his game last year. And then we got to see him. I'll be interested to see when you see him today, because he played quite a bit of offense yesterday as well. So I'll be interested to see. You talked about those ball skills there. I'll be interested to see what you think of him once you see him play a little offense as well.
Yeah. Again, like I thought, I was pleasantly surprised. I think seeing him moving around at camp, just how naturally he naturally he catches the ball. Like that is something where he has it in his game. So, excited to see him today.
Tim, I'm curious. I stood next to you a couple of different times, and I didn't want to pick your brain the entire time because I knew you were recording as well. So I didn't want to, get both of our voices in half of your action shots. But I was curious about how you evaluate when you're watching the 7-on-7, because obviously not in pads, kids are going to move a little bit differently, and maybe they make some different types of decisions, especially quarterbacks. Maybe they can see it a little bit better when it's without the pads, without the lines in front of them and whatnot. But when you're breaking down, especially those skill positions, slot receivers, safeties, corners, what are you watching for at 7-on-7 comparative to what you watch for on tape when you get their game film?
Yeah, so I think with 7-on-7, one thing for me on the defensive side of the ball, I think it's a really good opportunity to see how some guys work through traffic, how they work through a lot of different noise, especially where when you see a team that is playing more zone. I mean, you do see a lot of teams play man and 7-on, but you do see teams that play zone, especially those type of teams. I would say those teams, you really get to see how these DBs match, work in traffic. And then for receivers, I mean, really for me personally, I think if you take 7-on-7 seriously as a receiver, I've seen what it does to your game in terms of route running, nuance, timing, understanding understanding windows, understanding. I would say again in a 7-on-7 setting, how to climb routes, how to find spacing, and that stuff all translates to the next level. Again, you're working on a much tighter space. And you're working against 5 other receivers versus on the field it's 4 other weapons out there, or pass catches out there. So there's a lot of touches to go around, and so for that reason I think a lot of receivers for me at least, I'm watching a lot with receivers is how they move, how they break. I think, the opportunities just to get reps more than anything. Wide receivers on DBs, those one-on-one reps, like there's nothing better for those two positions than just repping against each other. For cornerbacks, it's truly, I mean, like I've seen, Leonard Moore is the talk of college football right now going into, his junior season here at Notre Dame. He's a 3-star coming out of Round Rock, but we saw him a ton on the 7-on-7 circuit playing up against top national competition. That got him better. That has him in the position where he's in now, where, he was a guy who, was playing on a national 7-on-7 team. But was primarily, again, a 3-star, relatively underrated. You had all these other different stars out there, but he was drawing the big matchups and he was taking them. And he'd just use the opportunity to get better. And so I think if you take it seriously at the skill positions, it really helps you, I think, understand, because football's a movement sport. It's a stop-start sport. And to understand spacing, to understand timing, to understand a lot of those different things, the nuances, I would say, to playing both wide receiver and DB, I think a lot of that can be developed and picked up through 7-on-7.
So I want to talk about both wide receiver and DB here for a second, because there's a guy that's in Nebraska's class that we typically think of as a defender, but is technically listed as an athlete on multiple recruiting services, and that's Torrey Pittman, who we saw play a lot of receiver yesterday, which we didn't see from him do a ton at Central. But one of the things I was really impressed with, I was really impressed with his route running, especially down by the goal line, where it's pretty challenging to get open down by the goal line in 7-on-7. Like that's a pretty condensed area, as it is, I guess, in all forms of football. But also had some really good ball skills on the offensive side. Do you think there's any chance that he is like truly an athlete and his position's up in the air, or like this guy's a defensive back?
He's a defensive back, in my opinion. But I mean, that said, like look, I mean, and it's what we've talked about with him for so long. It's, from a candidate standpoint, he's a tremendous athlete. He's I mean, yesterday he was the best athlete on the field. Like it felt like that, and we haven't really seen him perform to that level enough when we know he's capable of that. He's one of the best. I thought yesterday was really encouraging to see a guy who we all know and have seen it. Again, it's verified out there. He's done track, he's jumped, he's done all of that. Like the verified athleticism is out there. So we know he's an elite athlete. We always haven't necessarily seen it translate on the field. Yesterday we saw it translate, I thought. And again, I thought it's for him. You could still see on the defensive side of the ball, he's still kind of figuring some things out from a technical standpoint, but you like to see the dedication to the technical prowess. And then offensively, I mean, I think it's just a testament to the athlete that he is, that look, he gets open easy. I mean, he's so sudden in and out of breaks. I think he's someone who, I had a video of him kind of just like streaking open down the seam for a touchdown. And look, yeah, that's a coverage bust, but it's also like, look, if that, like, you're also not banking on that guy picking up that much ground as fast as he did. You're not banking on losing the leverage where you did, where, you're trying to stay on top of him and you just can't because he picks up the leverage so fast. He's a tremendous athlete. And I was really encouraged to see the way he performed yesterday, how feisty he was, how competitive he was. Like, again, I think for him, something he doesn't get talked about enough just because we don't see it enough is his ball skills. Like, I think when he gets opportunities to make plays on the balls, he can make them. And I think he does. Like, he's a jumper. We know that he can go up in the air. He can high point the ball. We know he can make, kind of unique plays, just off the strength of his athleticism. But I thought yesterday was an encouraging display of, okay, like I am the best athlete on the field. I'm going to start performing like it.
Tim, where, and maybe it's Tori, but is there somebody else that maybe from the first time or the last time that you had seen them in person, whether it was in a game, practice, 7-on-7, whether it was a camp, whatever the case may be, that had maybe improved themselves significantly from that first viewing to where they are now, to where you saw yesterday?
Tori's the first one that comes to mind. I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there was anybody else that really caught the attention like that. I know I talked about it with a few of you guys yesterday, but like 2028 Lincoln Northeast DB Jarvis Lott's a guy I'm really intrigued by. Has a tremendous frame, technically sound. I like watching him move around. And again, I thought he had a good sophomore year, but getting to see him in person, I think he's filled out into his frame a little better. I think he's moving around a little better. Want to see a little more from him as a junior, but I thought we saw some encouraging steps forward this time around.
What did you think about this is a guy that is super young and had gotten some attention for early offers. What did you think about Achille Heath Moody from Millard North?
Oh, I'm shocked at Millard North question. Oh, who would have thought?
No, it's my second time seeing
a little bit.
Yeah, second time seeing him in just around a week. I was at Millard North last week to see him in practice. Saw him again yesterday. And look, I mean, he was an eye catcher last week, just moving around in practice, and then getting to see him yesterday actually do some like competitive, 7-on-7 stuff was really cool. I think a receiver for me, did not expect the suddenness. He's very explosive off the line of scrimmage. I think does a good job creating separation in and out of breaks. Very, very sudden, I would say. And that's like, again, it's a football. Football's a stop-start sport. It is a sport where you need to be sudden in. I think for him overall, he checks a lot of the boxes in terms of what the frame looks like and the overall movement ability. Even if like long-term he's a DB and we primarily see him move at receiver right now.
Tim, I know you've had plenty of time to evaluate Trey, to share your thoughts about him and everything, but did you enjoy your unique experience of watching the local media see Trey in person for the first time?
Yeah, that was cool. It was cool, but it was cool to see him. I'm excited about. I will say this too. Again, I've seen him a good bit on the 7-on-7 circuit now. Working last summer with Raw. Of course, he plays with 24K on the actual 7-on-7 circuit. And I think you can clearly tell the chemistry still developing with his Miller South teammates, especially some of those guys. That it's clear. It's like there were a few throws yesterday where there was one I pointed out where maybe I'll post it, maybe I won't. I mean, he makes enough throws where it's like it's not necessary, but it's essentially a wheel route, and he hits it, and the receiver goes up to try and high point the ball. And I was watching that back yesterday, and it's like if the receiver just kept running, that's pin. I mean, one, the throw is on the money when the receiver goes up to go get it, he just drops the ball. But two, if the receiver just kept running instead of stopping to go turn around and jump and try and high point the ball hits him in stride. The ball hits him in stride. So it's some of that stuff where the chemistry is very much still developing with this team, but you can see that one, the chemistry developing, and two, I think you already see just yesterday. I mean, the consistent velocity he gets on the ball. That's something that I've talked about with him forever, and I thought you saw that all day yesterday. I think you're going to see it all day again today. And it's not just pushing the ball downfield, it's sideline to sideline. An aspect of his game I think he's really improved upon, I would say, from his junior season to this point, is his ability to layer throws. I think he's doing a better job of that, and I think he's being a lot more intentional. about layering throws. I thought we had a few throws. There was one to the corner of the end zone in particular, I remember, where it just kind of soars right over a DB, or just kind of just like goes right over a defensive back into the receiver's hands. And I thought he's done a good job of adding that aspect to his game, because he could throw with touch, he could throw with precision. I think he does a good job throwing, obviously, with consistent velocity and accuracy. But being able to layer throws was an area from the throwing the football part of his game that I wanted to see a little bit more of, and we've seen that.
So if I'm not mistaken, you didn't get a chance to see Braylon yesterday, correct?
No, I did not. I'm excited to see him today.
So what are the things you're going to be looking for from Braylon today that you're like, okay, we saw this last year. Here are the things that I would like to see to know that he's making the progress that I want him to for this upcoming season?
Yeah, I want to see quick reads and quick progressions and getting the ball out. I want to see from him. I want to see, I would say, a lot more across the middle, maybe to the intermediate of the field. We know he's got a good deep ball. We know he's good underneath. Maybe want to see a little bit more of him at that second level, those intermediate type throws against the sideline, stuff like that. He's got a couple new weapons this year, so I'm intrigued to see how he works with those guys here this fall. But besides that, and I think for me, more than anything, it's that processing. It's being able to work through those progressions fast and getting to those throws. Being able to, I would say, create when maybe his first read isn't there. I just want to see how he's processing and how he's seeing things right now. I think that's the important thing for me. I probably won't be recording, but like I did yesterday with Trey, for me, the most informative way to watch quarterbacks in 7-on-7 is getting them from behind, because I like to see what they're looking at, and I like to see, from behind what those throws are looking like, because I think that's where you really get a good idea of accuracy and timing. I learned that watching Dante Moore, and it's kind of been a thing I try to do with quarterbacks since.
Dante Moore, a quarterback he didn't take in the Hurrdat Sports Live college football quarterback draft last year. That's fine. No big deal. I do remember this time of year, Tim told Rico and I, there's a non-zero chance Dante Moore wouldn't be a starter, but, to each your own. It's fine. No big deal. No big deal. Tim, as you get ready for your evaluation of Saturday for Battle of the Boneyard, we talked about some of these guys already just with the NebPreps 7v7 championship, but are there guys that you are really putting your thumb down on that you really want to see? Maybe you haven't seen for the first time. You're excited that they're in Lincoln?
Yeah, it's a good group of 28s in town. I'm really excited about the group that's heading to town. 24K, that's a team that Trey Taylor has played with for the last few years. He's not going to be able to play this weekend because he's going to be on his OV. There's compliance issues, but the number one quarterback in the 2028 cycle, Christopher Vargas, is going to be leading 24K at quarterback. He's going to be joined by Lorenzo McMullen Jr., the number 6 receiver in the country, Jalil Goley, an elite cornerback in the 2028 cycle, Keaton Fields, who's already visited Nebraska and is the number 3 corner in the country. He already visited. He was on campus for the spring game back in March. And then you also have Jalen Hill, the 4-star cornerback commit, going to be back on campus competing with Team Toa. He's not on an OV, so he's going to be allowed to compete this weekend. Midwest Boom, I'm really excited about this. Not Nebraska related at all. Midwest Boom is bringing out Israel Abrams, the Miami quarterback commit, down this weekend. He's going to be competing with Midwest Boom. And look, man, I saw Izzy a couple weeks ago at OT7 Dallas, or a couple months ago at this point, back in April, OT7 Dallas. It wasn't his best showing. He's had better showings on the 7-on-7 circuit since. I'm looking forward to seeing him just seeing him again. He's had I think he's improved over these last few months since I last saw him. So I'm excited to see the growth he's made to his game. And then NPA out of Tennessee, bringing in some top talent out of there. Maximus Curry is a 4-star receiver in the 2028 cycle. Jermaine Cobbins is one of the top corners in the 2028 cycle. Braylon Bedford is a top 60 prospect in the 28 cycle, one of the top safeties in the country. Jordan Hicks is a safety the staff really likes out of Mission Viejo out in California. He's already a blue chip prospect, a 4-star prospect the staff has an offer out to. And then Fast Houston going to be on campus for the first time. They're one that didn't compete last year, but going to be competing this year. A couple of names to watch with them. Carter St. Junius is a 2028 receiver that's pretty highly ranked out of Manville, Texas, down in Alvin. And then Laporte, 4-star wide receiver Peyton Smith. Nebraska was actually the first to offer Peyton Smith. Now he's the number 11 receiver in the country, I believe. Number 11 receiver in the country, yes, in the 2028 cycle. Nebraska was the first to offer. They've been in touch, through his coaching staff since. Jamar Mosey's been down to visit him multiple times. He's yet to visit Nebraska. Nebraska has a chance when he gets to campus this weekend to make a big early move with him.
Tim, you mentioned, I'm glad you brought up Nebraska being the first offer there on a guy that ends up being a 4-star, because we were talking a little bit about this yesterday, obviously, with what you do when you evaluate guys, whether they end up coming to Nebraska or being Nebraska targets or not. But how often or how well has Nebraska done, in your opinion, on getting in on guys early? Because that was kind of a narrative a couple years ago with Rule, is they'd offer guys early. It would seem like a flyer, and then somebody big offers and they're like, oh, what a great eval. Has Nebraska continued to do that, in your opinion? Are they doing a good job of offering guys before a lot of the steam picks up?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I still think you're seeing a good, and I would say an encouraging pattern from an evaluation standpoint. I think it's important. No, running backs coach Ian Bartel was on a podcast recently, and I think he did a good job there of talking about it too. But of you separate evaluation and recruiting. You know, you can be a really good evaluator. You can be a really good evaluating staff. Be good at recruiting. I think the staff is still, I think, evolving, I think, as a recruiting staff, but from an a evaluation standpoint, I think they do a good job. And I still think they do. I mean, you look at this 2027 cycle, just the class where we're sitting at right now. They were early on David Fuller-Runcho, who now an elite player, committed to Notre Dame, one of the top defensive linemen in the country. They were early to offer David Fuller-Runcho. At linebacker, Jordan Nelson, who is now happily committed to Texas Tech, the number 4 linebacker in the consensus. Nebraska offered him when he had 0 stars. Nebraska and Texas Tech right in there pretty early on. They were early on Prince Goldsby, now Ohio State linebacker commit, and so I think that, overall, Kobe Rhymes, they were early on. Blake Benton, they were relatively early on, even if that recruitment picked up in a hurry. I think they were early on Brandon Lockley Jr. And so you have your mix of guys they circle back on. I think guys they maybe didn't see the first time around. Tate Wallace is one in Iowa where it's like, well, why did they wait so long to offer? And then they finally offered, in the spring. That's one where it's like, okay, what happened there? But for the most part, I think across the positions, across the different position groups, you look at what Nebraska's done, and where they stand. I think I'm generally encouraged by how they've evaluated, what they've looked for, and I think even more so too. I think the fact that it's a lot of these guys who, when Rob Orich took over, when Corey Brown joined the staff, when Tyler Yelk joined the staff, like these new offers that these new assistants made, Jeep Wade too, these new offers that these new assistants made when they joined the staff, these guys ended up being like 4-star prospects once the rankings started shuffling out. They were just early on some guys that maybe they emailed at their previous stop, maybe they got to Nebraska and turned the tape on, were trying to find sleepers and found this guy that, at the time had 0 offers or 0 stars. But I think they've done a really good job, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, of staying early and evaling well. Offensive line, I think they're doing a good job as well early on of evaling early, getting in on guys. I think 28, you're starting to see that with some of the names that are popping up for them along the offensive line. They were early on some guys there, even prior to Jeep Wade getting on staff, and I think that's going to benefit them as they get deeper into that cycle.
You made a distinction, which I think is a good one, between evaluation and recruiting. How do you think this iteration of Matt Rule's staff with, I'll throw Addison Williams in there. I know he wasn't added this offseason, but that's a guy that obviously is a high-level recruiter. You mentioned Jeep Wade, Corey Brown, Tyler Yelk, Rob Orich. How do you feel like this iteration of the staff is as a recruiting staff, if we do like their evals, as a recruiting staff, as opposed to maybe last year or the year before?
It's better for sure than I think last year's staff. I think they are for sure a step forward, just off the strength of having a young, energetic defensive coordinator who you talk to guys on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, we've gotten multiple at this point. And my own body spoken highly of him. Mato Mo spoken highly. Eli Harris, All these guys who visit, I mean, Jalen Hill spoke highly of him, Bryce Williams, all these guys talk about, they come to Nebraska, they already feel maybe good about Nebraska. But this spring, what's been really encouraging and insightful for them has been they sit down with Rob Orridge, Nebraska's new defensive coordinator, and he's got a plan for them. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what visit it is. It's like, for Jalen Hill, for example, I mean, he visited back in March, and at the time, it was still kind of Nebraska was still figuring out, okay, do we want to take this guy? Do we how do we feel about the DB board? But Rob Orridge sat down with him and laid out a plan of just like, here's what we want over the next 2 years, year one, what this would maybe look like for you, year two, stepping forward, and here's what you will look like in the defense, and like cut film up of what it might look like next to a former player within the defense. He's done a good job. I mean, Ombadi was telling me that, just sitting with Rob Orridge, and then he just draw up a new play from scratch on the whiteboard, and then ask him, and they talk it through together of where Ombadi would fit into it. And I think just his understanding of the game, knowing that it's his system and he knows he owns the system, I think just off the strength of that, Nebraska's gotten a boost on the defensive side of the ball, and it clearly shows. I mean, look what they've done on the defensive line here this cycle. But I think too, Corey Brown, the relationships he's building. Again, we're early. We're very, very early in the 2028 cycle, but I've been doing some early outreach with some of these 2028 D linemen. And it's been a thing pretty much from the jump of hey, I'm in touch with Corey Brown. I had a D lineman hit me up last night who said, hey, just a heads up, I know we haven't texted. Like, I texted him on Tuesday just to see if Nebraska had been in touch. And he said, hey, I know we haven't been in touch since Tuesday. I just wanted to let you know Nebraska's been in touch every single day. Corey Brown's been in touch every single day. And we're talking about like 4 or 5-star D linemen here in the 2028 cycle. He's not really backing down from any fights. He's got some strong relationships here. You look ahead to 2028. Kellen Hall is the number 1 D lineman in the 28 cycle out of Louisville. And he's been texting. I was texting with him. He's yet to visit Nebraska, considering a visit in the fall, but he's known Corey Brown because Corey Brown's been recruiting him since he was at Miami of Ohio. Again, it tells you a little bit about Corey Brown, that he's going up to a guy who, even at a year ago at this point, was clearly a blue chip type prospect in the 28 cycle. And saying, hey, I'm with Miami of Ohio. I want to make my best case to you. He doesn't really back down from any of these recruitments. And I think that'll help Nebraska. So, yeah, I mean, defensively, I think they've taken a step forward. Offensively, Jeep Wade, you've seen a solid boost off there. EJ Bartel, I think, is an established recruiter who, he's done good work. He knows what he's looking for, and he knows who he wants. I think per cycle, I think he's just been given kind of the keys to do what he wants with his position group. We're still kind of in wait and see mode with Tequila Shorts, who's had some nice wins, but I think has an opportunity this coming weekend with Khalil Taylor to really pick up a big win over Penn State. So Tequila's one of those, I think we're in wait and see mode. I think he's done a good job overall, but yeah, I mean, relatively doesn't have like a true 4-star win on the high school level just yet, but has a chance to pick that up this weekend. We're coming out of the weekend, I would say, with Khalil Taylor, who won't announce till July 6th, but Nebraska has a chance to make a big move in that recruitment with his OV this weekend.
That's our guy, Tim VERGHESE, Inside Nebraska. Tim, appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. I'll see y'all soon.
Thanks, Tim.
That is Tim VERGHESE from Inside Nebraska. Going to take a quick break here and get to Mike SAUTTER. He's moved up for us this week since he's got to get back at the 7-on-7 tournament hosted by NebPreps. So we appreciate Mike being flexible for us this morning. We'll talk to him in just a minute.
It's time to slide into savings at Edwards Nissan. Lease the 2026 Nissan Rogue Platinum starting at $379 a month, a platinum lease worth driving home. This June, the savings are as big as the season. We've also got the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder SV starting at $399 a month while supplies last. Don't miss your pitch. Slide into savings at Edwards Nissan.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's Austin. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Mike Sautter from Hurrdat Sports and NebPreps. Mike, how are we doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me all right? These are not my headphones.
You sound great.
You sound phenomenal. Did you steal those headphones from a kid or what?
I had to borrow these from one Naj.prod.
Oh, Naj Prod. Look at that guy.
Prod.
Hey, yeah. we have a guest who needs to ask you a question. He was really excited to ask you something.
I'm not asking a question.
Shane, you said you had a question for him.
No, I didn't want to light it on fire. It was going to be a Jets question, so
fine.
Yeah, Shane, you have a Jets question.
I don't really.
Why? It's okay.
They want to bring me in and start asking questions. I don't know, Mike. I would be a little nervous to ask you a question.
Raiders are going to suck worse than the Jets. So
hey, now, come on.
I don't know. You kind of took their garbage QB from them. I don't know how that's.
Oh no, we traded trash cans. Oh darn.
Listen, Geno had 0 offensive line with the Raiders. What the New York Jets' strength is their offensive line. So I feel good about Geno being better in New York.
I feel good that he's not with the Raiders anymore. So
fine. You're too early on the QB carousel there, big dog.
Don't worry, they got Fernando Mendoza.
All right, thank God we got that Jets talk out of the way.
How was day one of the tournament? I thought it was super entertaining.
Yeah, it was fun. No, my biggest fear is major injury or like a fight breaking out or something. We had none of that, so I feel good about that. Now everything really went well. We finished I forget what Austin called it, but we finished 6 minutes early.
Nice.
And Austin goes, "It's pretty good." And
I said,
like,
"It's not bad," and you flipped out on me.
Yeah, he said, "That's not bad." And I'm like, not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. Last year we were doing it. I was like, okay, I wasn't here last year. Sorry. I thought it was pretty good.
He said, yeah, that's not bad. And I was like, 20 teams playing 3 games each all day, and you finish 6 minutes early. That's pretty remarkable, actually. So, yeah.
Anything under an hour over is remarkable. Like
right.
With any of those,
which isn't bad. That's what I said.
There's a difference between not bad and that's pretty good.
I'll make sure I pat you on the back when I get to Bellevue West today, Mike.
I don't need that.
God forbid someone gave you a compliment. You're right.
Give him a hug. Just give him a hug.
Yeah, I'll give you a big old hug. You need a hug? We're both too sunburnt for us to hug each other.
Please, God, don't touch me. Yes.
I want that as a clip.
My neck is like,
oh boy.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. I forgot to put sunscreen everywhere else except for like my neck and not great. So I will be sure to do that today. The bucket hat.
At what point did you lose the bucket hat and you say, hey, I'm out?
Well, I started without it, and then I put it on in the middle of the day, and then I took it back off because it started being a little more cloudy and stuff, and I do understand how the sun works. So for those, but I was just like, I like to get a little sun on my head, because I don't want to be super. So it was, I think I lost it about, I don't know, probably 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Mike, did you get a chance to look at my text I sent you?
Yep.
Did you have what were your initial thoughts when you're thinking of just guys in Nebraska high school history that you've covered, someone that if you could take the version that you were able to watch to cover that you would want at 7v7?
Well, a lot of those guys did play in this. But my first initial bang thought was Noah Fant, but he
good pull. That's a good one. That's a good one.
But he played in this, so
and then that counts. Yeah, no, throw them all out there. Give me like your 7
Baylor Shireman, Austin Allen, that and Honus, Todd Honus, that group. They actually
heavy tight end.
They won it. They won this event. I think the second year I did it. So Baylor was obviously dropping bombs everywhere. It's great. And then, obviously like it's quarterback place like Jet Tamala and those guys, like they all participated in it. So and Carter Nelson's probably the one I would have liked to see in this environment. That's probably the one that never did it. But
what was the first year that you did this?
2014.
Okay.
Is there anybody like pre-14 that you're like, that would have been pretty cool?
I mean, my initial thought is like Eric Crouch and those Miller North teams, but they wouldn't wouldn't have done this. But football changed, obviously. But my initial thought was like, Eric Crouch would be great, at this. Or
if
like
if you did like a modern offense, watching Eric Crouch out here would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
It would be, that was when I was thinking about that question, I was like, Eric Crouch, like the first person that went in my mind was Eric Crouch, because it would have been fun to kind of see what they would do with those athletes that they had. So
the conversation actually started with us on Danny Woodhead, and maybe not the guy that fits the 7v7 mold like great, but I mean that would be such an intriguing guy just to be able to see what you could do with him just out on the field.
Yeah, especially the rules for that we play with here is you get one run a game. Or you can run as much as you want. So like maybe we'll see that today a little more, like people actually handing it off or a quarterback just going and running and stuff. So you don't see that very often in 7-on-7, but that's the rules. And frankly, like the rules are the same rules that Battle uses, because Battle used to help me with this event for a couple years. So shout out to them. But I just use the same rules that they do.
Mike, when you're looking at the teams, right? I know we don't want to make big sweeping declarations in June about in 7-on-7 about what a team's going to look like in the fall, but was there anybody that surprised you to the positive or negative, or it's like, I wasn't sure it was going to look like that? Like that's interesting.
Yeah. Like like your Millard South, all that. Yeah. Dominic Yancey for Omaha North, the quarterback, is pretty good.
Okay.
And he's a junior, and like that guy's got a chance. So he slings it around pretty well. Actually, both their quarterbacks yesterday did really good yesterday afternoon. So that was one as far as, a passing thing, because North isn't stereotypically a passing offense, but they did well. I thought actually Burke did pretty well yesterday afternoon too.
Okay.
And Bennington was like right there with Millard South. It was only a 5-point game. Like that's, if they were to get a defensive stop and how we do the scoring, like they maybe would have beat them. So, and that's, Ty Bufakeo as the quarterback there. So Evan Greenfield was really good for Norris yesterday afternoon too, I thought. So,
I was super impressed by Bennington. I was watching that Millard South Bennington game, and like, you expect just by names on the front of the jersey and the back of the jerseys for that matter, they're like, this probably isn't going to be close. Bennington was hyper competitive.
Bennington, they're moving up to Class A, so that would be. I think they're going to be just fine in Class A, to be honest, because they won't have like the depth I think that they've had like your second and third if kids get hurt, things. But their top line guys, they'll be just fine. They'll be more than fine.
Yeah. And I was looking at Bennington's schedule just yesterday after I saw that performance, and I was right there with you, Mike, that I was like, I have no concern about Bennington. I think they will probably keep on doing what they've been doing, even if they're up a class too. That did make me think though yesterday, just because you kind of walk in, and I know how you explained to me a little bit how you set up the pool play and everything, but I think from an outsider looking in, you would see, okay, Bergen Catholic is playing Millard South, who Bergen Catholic actually stayed like somewhat competitive in some of that matchup too. Columbus Lakeview played with Millard North, and you would think, okay, these are probably going to be talent disparities, but out of some of the smaller schools that were there, which ones impressed you the most?
Yeah, I think Bergen probably had the biggest thing, but obviously they're good, and they do throw it around normally, like when they play. So Seth, their coach, does a really nice job, and obviously they've been pretty good for bunch of years here in a row. So he's kind of built that thing up pretty well, and they have good, good athletes around. So I think that would be, probably the one that sticks out the most in my mind. I see a comment. We do have a 4-second clock as well.
Yeah, the throw clock.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's the okay? So this is a pure ignorance question here, but I meant to ask you yesterday and I forgot, so I've got you here now. What's the blitz rule?
You can blitz one time per game.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
That's why we have little orange bean bags on the table by the scores table. And the bean bags are like once team blitzes, throw the bean bag on the ground.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes plenty of sense. I appreciate that. So, are there any players that you saw yesterday that obviously we know the Trey Taylors, the Braylon Warren, we know those guys, right? But is there any players that either are young guys or guys that might be end up going D2 or FCS? You're like, man, that guy was awesome yesterday.
Yeah, I think Carter Margheim is one of those guys from North South, the big tight end. That's actually their post.
Is he wearing 54?
Maybe, I don't know. He's their post player in basketball.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah.
He was the one catching all the fades.
Yeah. Yep.
That guy.
Yeah,
he had a really good day.
Not catch a fade like I want to do the
no, literal fade routes in the end zone.
Yeah.
He was catching fades. They call you Jerome for a reason. Mike.
Austin, you know what that means, right? I know you're a Western Nebraska guy, so I just want to make sure you know.
Mike, you can't say you're a Western Nebraska guy to me, because every time I bring up oh, hey, yeah, I went home for the weekend, you'd be like, did you know that I went to Sutherland for a year? I'm like, okay.
1 year. 1 year.
All right. The man of many hometowns, Mike Sautter. Mike, I was curious because I was talking with JP yesterday, and uniquely enough, with the high school coverage that I've been able to do over the past few years, I have only seen Braylon Warren in brief snippets. I've never been able to really see full game action of him outside of state championships or, kind of that sort. How has he improved to where he is now as a 4-star quarterback, a Power 4 commit to Missouri, and where he stands kind of heading into his senior year? What have you seen him do the most in kind of jumping his game to where he is now?
I think getting to that second, third option, that more of just going to that second, third read if the first one's not open and being able to get rid of it and find it better. Because at first it was one read, I'm hitting that guy, but that was also when he's younger. So I think the maturity side has, not how hard he throws the ball or, those sort of things. I think the mental aspect, I think he's really, really improved on.
And on top of that, too, not to make this super Westside pilled, but I don't think I'm alone now after what people saw there, too. And maybe this could be a Millard North argument as well, but which of the three between Millard North, Westside, or South do you think has the best conglomeration of offensive weapons? Did you get a good feel of maybe who has the better attributes there?
Well, Tay Ellis didn't play yesterday, but I did see him work out a couple weeks ago. Without him, it's hard to, that's a big difference.
Yes.
So
Kylon didn't play though. So
Kylon wasn't for Millard North. Probably Westside right now. And I will tell you, Taggy is really good. He's
I would agree.
Great athlete. Obviously he's a good baseball player, was really good for them on the baseball field. Him just walking around in shorts and a t-shirt thing, he looks very athletic. So you just said collection of talent for this in this setting. Without seeing line play, but just kind of knowing the names and stuff, who should be good and all of that, probably a little bit to Westside too. I need to see that up close, and I haven't seen it, so I don't want to make any sweeping judgments or anything like that at this point. I need to see, that's why I go around to all the practices and stuff. But I think Westside, as far as the depth of it, is pretty dang good. Because Bryce Johnson, Taggy, Bryce, Yasir Grigsby, Tay Jenkins out of the backfield, that's those names right there are pretty good.
He didn't even hit Micah, who had a touchdown.
Right. You're not even getting to everybody. So do they have a dude, a guy they like that. Probably not. Maybe that's going to be Bryce Johnson as he gets more comfortable.
As a receiver is what you mean. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So, maybe that's Bryce, but we'll see. Like they're pretty balanced, I think. So it's just a matter of, can that young defense for them take that next leap, which they might be able to. And Millard South obviously they just got to get some cohesion right on offense, and the defense has to probably be a little better and get some stops.
Mm-hmm. So I'm glad you brought up the defense there, because I do wonder, obviously the defense in 7-on-7 is not the primary focus, right? Like, but I do feel like you can tell some things like who's covering well, who's doing some things like that. Did you have any takeaways? Like, it did seem like there's some work to do for Millard South defensively, which I think is probably an underrated part of what they did last year in terms of, like, obviously the offense gets a lot of the attention, and rightfully so, but that defense was on a different level last year as well. And that is probably the place where there's the biggest drop off for them.
Yeah, their defense last year was elite. Like,
phenomenal. One of the best.
It was unbelievable to pair with that offense. That's why they were so dang good. So now I will say, in this setting, obviously it's hard, but like their defensive line is going to be pretty good too. Like Tatum Wash is really good, can get to the quarterback and things like that. They'll get it figured out. I mean, I have no doubt that they will get their defense figured out. I like that doesn't, like, Coach Urban is the defensive coordinator. I feel pretty good about what he's been able to do in his time doing that. So I think they'll get it figured out. They're just not there yet, right? So it'd take a little bit of time, but I don't have any maybe issues with that at all.
Mike, it's interesting, and it caught me yesterday because I was watching Scott and I realized this might be one of the few years where they don't have a lot of their, senior class that's coming back, or a lot of those bigger name profile guys. Obviously, you've got Liebentritt, who's going to Minnesota, but how did you feel about them? Do you feel like they're still kind of figuring it out, or did you get a better evaluation of maybe they're a bit more, maybe more cohesive than what I
think right now 2 quarterbacks is the thing. They're playing both. I don't know if they have a solid one. Terman's kid being in that group. Liebentritt is a pretty special athlete, like, for sure. I do like, if you watch Scott yesterday, they'll do it today too. They don't throw it a ton. They're not like 5 wide or anything. So their tight end, he had his hand in the ground.
Yes.
Like, even in 7-on-7, because that's just what they do, man. Like, they brought a stinger and like all that. So
I heard him. He puts his hand down on one of them. I heard him get up and he just goes, "Oh, that's hot."
But so they made they scored or something, and Heller obviously is another good athlete there, the basketball player too. But Lucas, and so they scored, or after a win or something, and Coach Terman's like, "Well, maybe I do know a little bit about how to pass it." I go, "No, you know how to pass it like a pitch backwards and like stuff like that in the option. Like, you definitely know how to do that." So, but he always their offense has really evolved at Scott, but they still run some veer, and that will never leave, which is fine. Because that's their identity, and that's good. Norris, I would have liked to see Shane Holland for them, but he has a back injury. He's kind of sitting out the rest of June, so that kind of stinks. But today should be a fun day. We have who's here right now? Plattsmouth and Trainer, and then Platteview and Lincoln Northeast ready to roll here in a couple minutes.
Nice.
There you
if
go.
The referees show up. I don't see them yet. That's not good.
Sounds like you have to get out there.
No.
Get that bucket hat and whistle. Let's go.
Yeah. Make JP do it. JP doesn't do anything around there.
We've said this before. If I could never be a referee, because I would be kicking people out so much.
Hey, listen, I'll give Mike this credit, and I hate doing this, but Mike had told the kids, he was like, certain celebrations are not going to fly today. I didn't see. We had no fights.
No,
we had. It was clean fun.
Incredibly well run, very smooth. Like, I was very impressed. There were no dust ups, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before. I mean, before every game, I did walk around and say, "Hey, we're not doing these sort of things. Have fun, talk a little bit, but we're not doing, certain things towards opponents." I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So celebrate with your team, not against the opponents, right? No, it was a great atmosphere. It was a fun day.
I'm surprised Mike didn't say, make sure you hand the ball to the official after every play.
No, that's offense goes and gets the ball. So that's the rule. And hopefully today will be a little more intense though.
Yeah.
Like it is because you're playing for advance and win and things like that. So it'll definitely be have a little more fire to it, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got that championship intensity on a Friday. We love it.
Yeah.
The trophy here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mike,
you have it. You have it with you, or it's down?
Yeah, Christian,
can we see the trophy?
You got that trophy?
Mike's always yelling at his kids. Whoa! Look at that thing.
Go.
Well, it must not be that heavy.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying you're not that strong. Look at him. He's trying to calculate something to say and he can't think of it.
I'm just.
What a hater.
Like that hug could turn into a double leg takedown real quick for you, buddy.
Yeah, your head got so much more red.
Sorry, that was the voice of God. That was Rico coming in. My bad.
Shut up, Rico.
All right, Mike.
All right, I gotta go.
We appreciate it. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, bye.
That is Mike Sautter, Hurrdat Sports, NebPreps. You can head down. You can watch this.
Yeah, $10 cash, man.
At Bellevue West. They get started here at 9, but I don't have the schedule.
The championships, you can find it at the NebPreps on X. If you go to any of the NebPreps pages, you can find the schedule there. It's also listed on the Hurrdat Sports website. So you just type in hurrdatsports.com. You'll find it.
Yeah.
But I'll do you guys a solid. I will find the schedule and we'll put it up on screen for all of our YouTube listeners.
Yeah, that way we can figure out if a lot of people have today off. It's Juneteenth. It's a holiday for a lot of people. If you want to go and check out Trey Taylor, which I would encourage. It is different to see him in person.
Yeah.
If you want to go check him out, it's $10 down at Bellevue West. We'll get the schedule and exact time for Millard South's first game at least, and some of these other first games as well. Because I do think I think people should go see Torrey Pittman. I thought he was really good, and then obviously,
and we didn't see even Tay Ellis yesterday. So
and I believe Tay is playing today. That's what he told me.
That's what he told me too.
So I believe Tay
Ellis.
Look
at you going around talking to everybody.
Well, he came up to me because he liked my shoes. I think
he didn't recognize you. He didn't recognize?
I don't know if he did or not. He acted like he knew me, but he acts like he knows everybody. So I have no idea if he knew me. He's a very gregarious personality.
Yeah. Tay was very funny because we got done interviewing him, and he's walking off, and I was just like, "Hey, we'll talk with you, throughout the season. If you need something, just let me know." He goes, "Oh yeah, man, you ever need someone to talk to? Let me know." And I was like, "Well, I feel like people are gonna want to talk to you, Tay. I feel like you might get a couple of calls."
So yeah, well, I believe Tay is gonna play today.
Their first game's at 10:30.
10:30. Okay.
Yep, 10:30.
So as soon as the show's over, get out there.
Yep.
Go watch some.
Don't worry, Shane. We'll wrap up in time so you can get out there.
I got questions when I get out there. So
okay, perfect. I want you to stand next to Mike and ask a lot of questions.
Ask a lot of questions,
please. Yes.
He would really not like that.
No, I think he would.
He would love that. He's a born educator.
I'd be like, so how does the grass look here? Does it look pretty good?
It's turf.
Well, it's not real. So he's like, this is fake. I could get. I get my ex.
You should ask him about his fade.
About the fade? I can ask him about the fade.
Ask him about the fade.
See if he caught any fades.
I can't believe he hit me with that.
That was pretty funny. Let's take a quick break here.
Funny.
We've got DB coming up next. We'll talk here. We'll talk here in just a minute with our guy DB, and I don't know. We'll talk about lots of stuff. I'm sure 7 will come up. We'll just talk about lots of stuff.
Think he'll give us any advice?
I'm sure he will. He's got great advice.
Yeah.
We'll talk about how happy he looked yesterday.
He looked very happy.
He did. He's just like that's his element.
Oversized hoodie.
That's his that was a ball coach hoodie though.
Yeah.
Like,
it was torn in the front, it had a hole in the back.
But that was like that guy coaches ball.
Yeah.
Like that's 100%. It was a good football coach hoodie.
Yeah.
That was a good practice hoodie.
Good practice hoodie.
It was a great practice hoodie. So
he's gonna double rock it today, I bet.
You think so?
Either that or he's gonna wear the oversized quarter zip.
I was thinking he might do the quarter zip, like the pullover.
I brought a quarter zip too today, just in case things got dicey. So
it was a little chilly in the morning yesterday.
I'm burnt, man. So I got to protect myself.
It doesn't look red. It looks like a nice
red here though.
Yeah, couldn't tell if you were just like
I'm a different shade of Rudolph this morning. So
different shade of Rudolph. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
Make this the summer event at Edwards Jeep and Ram, Council Bluffs and Village Point. Lease the 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport S starting at $289 a month. Built for the road and ready for summer. This June, the savings are as big as the season. We've also got the 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn starting at $399 a month or finance at 2.9% APR for 72 months. Don't miss this pitch. Slide into savings at Edwards Jeep and Ram, Council Bluffs and Village Point.
All right, Coach. Oklahoma baseball to the national championship. How does that sound?
It sounds unbelievable, but for this group of guys and the coaching staff led by Skip, these guys believe, and it's unbelievable to see a group of people, the force they can create, and Sooner Nation just so far behind everyone's behind these guys, and it's awesome.
I mean, this team was picked 14th in that preseason poll. For this team to get to this moment, how inspiring is that?
They're all everybody is just playing so together, so fundamental. They're on a heater, and it inspires across all sports. When you see a group of guys playing selfless and playing their best at the right time, it's inspiring for no matter what sport you play.
How special is it just to see that love and support throughout all the teams?
Oh, it's great. I mean, Sahara Williams for the women's team, Xavier Brown for our team, John. It's just Sooner Nation is so far behind a great group of guys and coaches that just do it the right way and are just playing so together, the best baseball at the right time.
You think Sooner Nation can pack it out here in Omaha?
Yeah, they're here. Absolutely. Come on back.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's Austin. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by regular co-host DB. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you guys?
Can't complain. I got sunburned. I don't know if you had the same problem that I did.
No, because he was wearing the hoodie.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah.
I stay covered up, man. It's like I try to tell people, you stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
It's fair.
DB, I was telling Austin, I was like, it's so, like, it's a little different in the season, right? Like in regular high school football season, because it's a little more intense, a little bit more competitive, right? But like, it's a lot of fun to see you like coaching in your element. Like that's the happiest I ever see you, is like in these sort of scenarios where like you're coaching, but like it's not real stakes yet. So you're kind of just like living your best life.
Yeah, it's funny. That's first of all, stop watching me. Second of all, don't know me so well. But here's the funny thing. So a lot of those coaches, they know me either through the job or in passing. And so they have a lot of perceptions, right?
Sure.
So I saw two coaches in particular that I don't normally see, because we have a lot of Sautter's got a lot of out of metro teams we don't see a ton. And one of the assistant coaches on the team was like, "Hey man, it's so cool. We listen to the life stories through coaching, and then you break down these X's and O's, and then you're talking politics, and I know you don't want to talk politics, but I've listened to you long enough to know that you're politicking." And it was just funny, right? And so he goes, "What do you tell people when they ask you what you actually do?" And he goes, "You got like," he goes, "Yeah," he goes, "like you have like 4 or 5. I say, it's a great question. How about like if I just say on air?
Oh, I think we're going.
The thing is, the last thing that you got me still?
Yep, we got you.
Yeah, you cut out for a second there.
Yeah, that was people calling. He goes, I said, I'd probably just say on-air personality. I don't know. I said, but the one that pays me the least is the one that I could do that I couldn't do without.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I have to somehow be coaching or with young people, or I'm just not sure I could function. Right? So, that's a good catch on your part. I definitely love being around like young people and coaching. And I don't know, I agree with a lot of what you just said, but it's pretty intense, man. There's a lot of knuckleheads and tomfoolery out there, even for the summer. It is intense.
Okay, so we're speaking with Westside defensive coordinator Damon Benning here on Coach Benning. Coach, so just wanted to know, what was your evaluation of how your guys performed yesterday? Did you like the communication? Did you like what was your overall evaluation?
Yeah. You comedian. We're good. We're young. We're not going to start a ton of seniors, and so I'm one of those guys. I'll rotate guys in and out a ton of, I got sophomores getting first time experience, seeing big time players, and, they're laughing and yucking it up. And I'm like, hey man, like we've got to be on film so we can get you evaluated, and want everybody to have equal opportunity. And I kind of joke with them, AJ, I look back and I'm like, plus like, I'm a guy that likes to have options, right? I don't want to be committed to guys that if I don't like how you're playing, that I feel like I'm pot committed. And they just laugh. Like they don't understand until they actually get snatched. You know what I mean?
Options, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. But it's cool because they embrace the opportunity and they know what's out there, man. I mean, just the day before we're at Millard West, and I really enjoy their staff. I mean, I think they're good with kids, and we see real concepts, not these 7-on-7 concepts where teams run like 2-yard drags, and they run wheel routes, and up yours with running backs releasing right down the middle, knowing good and well that they've got guard and centers and that they got to work their way around. So you have to navigate some of that foolishness. And I was talking with the Millard West coaching staff. And you thought Tay and Trey were bad when they came to Westside with us against Millard North. How about just coming down on the field with us doing 7-on-7 versus Millard West? Like literally out on the field. And Tay puts me in a bind, right? Because I obviously have a relationship with those guys and they know me, but like the self-awareness is It's like, hey, coach. He's like, Coach B, He's like, what are we doing out here scheduling these guys? When you going to come see us? And I was like, you know.
Don't put me in this corner.
Listen, man. You know nobody puts Baby in the corner, but of course Baby was in the corner. I ate it. I was like, oh, you guys, so silly.
I've heard
Meanwhile, Coach Mack and Coach Lamont are like losing their minds, right? It's like, what in the world is going on? But then you see guys out, and it's like the who's who. It is a very high level 7-on-7 state tournament. I mean, it's a lot of good players, and you have to kind of understand that the goal is just to get better. You can't get caught up in the theatrics, but it is intense, right? Like, I love Coach Burrell. I get along really well with Coach Huffman, and I like, I love Abdul. Abdul has Micah during the summer more than I do, right? Which is probably good for everybody. He told me yesterday Central played right before us, and Abdul is helping coach the national 7-on-7 team that Mike is playing with tomorrow. And Ravi, you'll get a kick out of this. He goes, and keep in mind, like, Abdul basically saved my life in college, right? I was fighting every other day. I'd just gotten stitched up. I'd been in jail for the second time. And he's like, look, man, you got to calm down. Like, you can't just, like, you need some self-control. Like, and, he's talking me off the ledge. And meanwhile, this is the tough guy from Compton that just got shot in the rear end. But he has this, like, kid component to him where he, like, invests in young people. I guess yesterday, he was giving me the schedule for Domo tomorrow because he wants them there at 10, and they got to meet at the complex. And I'm like eye rolling, right? I'm like, man, I'm saying a bunch of things, but short story long, he's like, the funny thing, DB? I was like, what's that? He goes, man, nobody would ever believe that that's really your kid. And when another grown man tells another grown man that, sometimes it's not funny, right? It's like, wait a minute. He doesn't look like the mailman. But his point was, he's like he's like the college me, right? The other guy. And I just thought about it for a second, to your guy's point about what the environment brings and who's out there. I'm still one of those guys that believes it takes a village. And so where I have shortcomings, or other coaches may not be able to reach kids, or they work out with all these other people, or, if I'm eventually going to have to cheer for Trey Taylor or Tay Ellis, even though currently they're playing with a team that is at the other end of the spectrum in terms of who we have to compete with, like, it's still important for me to understand my role. And it's a tough position to be in, because, look, man, I want to look at Torrey Pittman and I'm going to say, hey, listen, tomorrow we're going to isolate you, young buck. Like, we're gonna put you on the hot seat. Or I want to look at Gavin Sim, who's the son of one of my very, very good friends, Aaron Sim, and I want to say, listen, we're going to make this really hard on you tomorrow as you're trying to get snaps for Lincoln Southeast or whomever, right? Kylon Haney, or just pick a guy that we have relationships with. And you gotta try to rack up wins and game plan and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I gotta be able to look at, the Jake Carneys or the Ben Leslies or the Cooper Fixes, all these guys that I used to coach that are now at prep, and everybody hates prep at Westside. And it's like, I gotta look and say, you know what? I don't hate those guys. It's like, I like young people. I'm in my element, but don't get it twisted. For at least an hour and 45 minutes on a Thursday or Friday night, I'm going to do the best I can to beat your head in.
There is I'm curious what your thoughts are, and you kind of alluded to this a little bit, but and you don't have to talk about anybody specifically unless you want to, but
I know what that means.
You mentioned kind of the overall skill level. Like, I was really impressed. Obviously, you've got the guys are going to D1s, whether Tay and Trey or Braylon, Like Pittman. That might have been the best I've seen Pittman look on a football field. Like, I get that it's just 7-on-7, but I was really impressed with.
Yeah, you know what I wanted to say? I wanted to tell Burrell, I'm like, stop putting that guy in the backfield and getting him on a linebacker and streaking down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
But the lover in me says, have some fun, throw him a bone. But I'm like, look, man, the competitor in me, the crazy DB,
yeah,
that ain't working. You know what I mean? So it's like, but the other guy, the other DB is like, oh, that's cute. Oh, showcase your talents. Ravi's going to say good things about you on Friday morning. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's the position. But you're right, man. It is so many. You look like at Young Goodwater over at Bellevue West, or Tay, or there's just pick a guy. How about Bolin at Lincoln Southeast, who I'm a little biased because his dad and my sister are tremendous friends. We all went to Lincoln at the same time. My dad got him started in education as an African-American administrator. So I cheer for his son. Now they play 7-on-7 together, but we're going to see Lincoln Southeast at 11 o'clock today. And I'm not going to want the best outcome for those guys. Right.
Yeah.
But for 30 minutes, I'm going to try to make it as miserable on you as I can, but it is a high level of appreciation for guys. Like, you look at Cam Berry, a freshman at Central, who is going to be sensational, right? He went to Westside Middle, but he's a Boys and Girls Club kid. So Abdul and those guys, Coach Mackey, Coach Daly, like, they have those really strong relationships too. And we want you to come to Westside as a junior warrior, right?
Yeah.
But in that moment, I have to be like, you know what? Like, he's really in good hands with somebody that I think is going to look out for him, with Abdul and those guys. So in the moment, it's tough. But other people will look at me and be like, how can you be cool with that? And I'm like, you know what? In the moment, it's just bigger. Like, you just kind of have to celebrate it. I know I'm sitting at the dinner table yesterday, you guys, with Micah, and I know just as soon as I'm sitting here, if I made him mad enough or he got benched, you think he's not going to say, man, can I go get coached by Abdul? Like, I know that's a thing, right? So when you're watching all the good players out there, that's one of those times where I just look back and I admire what's going on with all the other coaches that are like investing in young people. I told our kids, we were playing against Millard West on Wednesday, and I'm not saying this so the other coaches couldn't hear me. I'm talking to my guys, right? And I'm saying, look, these are big boy concepts. These guys are well coached. These aren't Mickey Mouse routes for 7-on-7. Guys are not having some of the success they want. And I'm like, listen, this is big time. These guys are good. They have a marker and a dry erase board too. And Coach Samanji will, he'll look at me sideways, and I know what he's saying. He's like, look, man, easy on the other team's compliments. Just coach your guys up. And I'm like, damn it. Like, again, struggling with the duality of the role, right? Like, I'm trying to rack up W's.
Because I was watching them, and like, you look at Millard West, and you're like, okay, there's no probably individual on that team that raises to the level talent-wise of some of the other squads, right? Like, you're not talking about the Power 4 offers really with the Millard West guys, right?
Yeah.
I was really, really impressed. I'm glad you brought up the concepts, because there were a bunch of different times, especially defensively, where I was like, it looks like the other team's offenses are not.
I'm telling you,
Millard West is doing very well. Like, they were. I think they got Braylon on one where I was like, he didn't see that dude at all.
Oh yeah, like they played this little robber concept, and they drove down with the safety, and he had been holding the hash, and all of a sudden he jumped the crossing route, and lo and behold, like, we turned it over, right? It's like, those are the kinds of things that I can appreciate. The coach in me says, oh my gosh, that's a great look, right? Like, I want to go over there and butt tap their DC and be like, look, man, I see you. But in the meantime, it's like, Micah, drive on that route so you give Braylon a better throwing window, right? That like 'cause that's that, right? Like that's what's happening real time for me in my head. So, you know, I watch Southeast, or how about Scott, right? Like,
Scott looked really good.
How good is Liebentritt? I mean, like
I love the variety they use him with too. I mean, they're so creative, and just even on the 7-on-7 scale, like the ability to just say like, we're going to use Wyatt at every single position today, and then we'll figure it out what we're going to do for him in the fall.
Yeah, Liebentritt's a dude. He is a real dude. And I'm sitting out. It's like we were long done. It's like 2:30, and I'm out there just sitting with Terman. We're just talking ball, you know. It's like, well, we played against them, and they did these concepts, and so I'm thinking about for this, we should do this, and I can use Wyatt like this. But then I think, well, we won't really do that during the regular season. Is it worth just trying to win a set? Like, those are the things, you guys, that I enjoy getting a chance to be a part of, because when I get behind the mic and we're joking around or we're talking about other kids, like I do struggle a little bit with balance and perspective. And so at the end of the day, you know, all these coaches, they're like, oh, you know, you're so silly, or you do this, or you're lighthearted, or I don't know how you do it. It's like, I just got to be authentic, right? If it may come out and it's probably going to offend some people that are supposed to be like, those aren't your guys. Or, you know, if they're my guys, like, do you like Micah didn't talk to me for 45 minutes for talking to Trey Taylor, right? Because
that sounds like Micah. Yeah.
Listen, he's a jerk, right? So it's like,
did you see, like, so our interaction yesterday, we were talking, Micah says bye to you. Did you see him turn to be like, Micah wanted to introduce himself, whatever? He was like 20 yards away by the time I turned.
Yeah.
He didn't need to make any more friends, especially not from me.
No, and he goes, he looked dead at me and he goes, God, you're killing me. But I, you know, like in that moment, do I say, Micah, in a year, right, I'm going to have to be a part of what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he understands, he just doesn't care. So, and you know what? Like, I'm not mad at him for it. I'm not. Like, the minute Tay Ellis said something to me, he lost it. I knew it was over. Like, I'm not getting him back until we have to eat dinner. Right? But he couldn't get out of there fast enough. So it's like, he's like, week 9, I got to see that guy. Like, can we chill with the pleasantries? You know? And it's like, we're good, man. We'll be all right. A lot of good players. But I'm glad you said that, Rob, because I think we thought we peaked in 24, like elite, right?
Yeah.
A lot of D1 guys. Last year, a lot of D1 guys. They're so good, so young now. Mm-hmm. And there's so many good skill players with 7-on-7. It's like Millard South has a hooper that took a year or and a half off of playing, and he's Trey Taylor's best friend out there.
Is he
right?
the transfer from East?
No, he's the tight end. Listen, don't. Okay, this is almost going to be the Jekyll and Hyde. No, that's you talking about the long guy that everybody's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I got nothing negative or positive to say about that. I'm talking about the tight end hooper that wears 54.
Yeah, no, 54 was great yesterday.
Listen, he's incredible. He's the guy that Sautter brought up last week that he's like, hey, this is going to be a nice addition for Millard South. And in my head, I'm like, as a guy that follows youth sports and this kind of stuff, I'm like, yeah, well aware. Like, you watched him yesterday. It's like he never skipped a beat. And I was like, fudge. I'm already thinking, if we get past Southeast, you know, we don't play again until 2:30. I'm like, do I tinker or do I just play the matchups and know like that at some point, we're going to have to just play like real football. You know what I mean? And so, but I mean, those guys are good. Like, that's a freshman running back. You know what I mean? 18 is going to be Tay Jenkins at some point for Millard South. But I got to allow myself just to stay in the moment, right? It's fascinating.
I think the thing for me is outside of the high level talent stuff, I just think the floor has raised so much, right?
That's it. That's a great call.
Whether it's, I brought up Millard West and how good they looked, and it's like I said, I have no idea if any of those guys are going to play any high level college football at all, but they looked, and they were playing against guys that were and holding their own, and whether it was Bennington or Bergen or Scott,
hey, how good is Coach Kale?
Good, terrific. I mean,
he's a stud, right? It's and I'm sitting there talking to their staff after we leave, and I'm looking over my shoulder to make sure Coach Samanji isn't gonna choke the life out of me, and it's thank God you two guys know, you guys know Coach Samanji so well, where it's because I have to be, it's not be careful, but I want to be very respectful. Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Coach Samanji is my ride or die, right? I started coaching in high school because of him in 2005 at Burke.
Yeah.
So it's I have to be very mindful. But again, just the authenticity of just loving the game and watching guys coach, tinkering with warm-ups and getting guys to focus. Coach Huffman clearly sent us a message yesterday subliminally. He sat on our sidelines during the game. He's 7 feet from me, but he's also the same guy that I gave a hug to before we even started. Now he may be oh man, you're kind of a dick, but three of my guys are playing for you. I don't like you right now, but he knows that I'm cheering for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when he's sitting behind our bench and our coaching staff is livid, it's oh man, he's good. He's just minding his own business. Jay, I think his son's going to be a really good player. He's young. He's really young. I think he's middle school.
Mm-hmm.
But I like talking to him, right? It's just cool to watch him kind of own his craft and, and follow his dad. And he has his mannerisms of his dad, or, we got Grigsby. We have to coach Yasir Grigsby, and he's got to get assimilated to what we're doing at Westside, knowing last year he's a big reason why we couldn't beat Central last year.
100%.
Right? So we have to turn around and love on a kid like that. Those are the things that I think the gamification, me always making a competition out of something, keeps me dialed in, because it would be easy to get caught up in the other stuff, the pageantry and the gamesmanship and, the mean mugging and the fake tough guys and all this other stuff that goes on out there. It's I couldn't care less, man. These are such good young players with a lot of talent that I can't help but, you're going to give me the whole good piece of cheese and all that. But I'm look, man, I kind of cheer for you. There's only a few grade A jerks out there, and I'm willing to overlook that.
Yeah, so you were talking about some of the guys from Bellevue West and that are playing for you now. Austin and I have kind of a mutual appreciation club for Bryce Johnson.
Yep.
I call him. He's already got a nickname, you guys.
Ooh,
I didn't want to give it to him early, because the new guys, I'm a nickname guy, clearly. But you have to earn it. And I can't give it to you early, because our younger guys that have been in the program and older guys are look, man, you give this guy a nickname and he's been here 2 months. I may look at you sideways. So I had to use it to our advantage, as I want him to be more of a two-way guy, well-rounded, offense and defense. I just started calling him twice as nice. Hey, listen, we're going to need you on the defensive side of the ball if you want to help us. I know you love offense, and I get what you've been good at, but listen, let's just be twice as nice. I'm like, Bryce, be twice. So now I just get to call him twice as nice. And he finally is smiling. He'll say more than a sentence or two at a time, because he doesn't talk much.
Yeah.
And it's just And I look opposite him, and I look at Tristan, and I talk about being in elite level fitness and how you're like a Swiss Army knife, and we can use you a multitude of ways. And how about being an integral role in our nickel package on the second level, because you can be really athletic. And I joke with him because he's got a really cool voice. He sounds like he's about 54 and he's been smoking Marlboros since he's 12, right? And I'm like, I had to lighten the mood because those guys don't know us, and they hear about like the culture and what we ask, and so we have to be real careful that like we're who we say we are, right? And so I'm like, look, man, like you have a better voice than me. Do you want to do my job? And he just kind of laughs. And the first day it was like a chuckle. And, now we're a ways into this. And he's like, hey, man, you need me to fill in for you today? So now it's kind of funny, I like.
Kind of like Old Spice. He could have been that guy, too.
Yeah, I joked with him about, like, being in elite level shape, and I talked about his frame and kind of his lower trunk. And, like, you have to have a certain relationship with guys, at least try to get the best out of them, and just to watch them get acclimated. Brody Peters, this is Millard South, right? Like, you watch him spin it yesterday and you're thinking, there's a lot in there.
Yeah.
But he's playing behind Braylon Warren, right? He could have played behind Trey Taylor. But hopefully there's enough of what we're doing of other stuff where the sense of belonging and the chemistry and how we're trying to kind of do this thing off the field can continue to be our superpower in terms of how we can help raise the floor. Not everybody loves to hear that this player's going to this school or he transferred to this school. But look, man, whether I'm on the receiving end of getting our teeth kicked in or we're doing the teeth kicking, I think it's important for us to be other-centered and consistent about how we cheer for other people. We'll play prep in the opener, and believe me, Ravi, in particular.
Oh, yeah.
I have a great affinity for a lot of those young people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the manufactured hate
for
the school off of Western Street. I love those kids. I'm a Coach Yonk guy. Now, on that Friday night, when we play them and they're trying to do bad things to us and we're trying to do bad things to them, it may not be super cool. But it doesn't change the way that I feel about him, right? Like when Jake Carney's playing against everybody but Omaha Westside, I want that guy to run for 1,000 yards and have 30 tackles. You know what I mean? I want Ben Leslie to throw for 2,800 yards. I want Harpster to have 16 tackles and 4 picks. Now, I don't want you to be the best safety in the state because that means some other guys that I know aren't as good. But I am cheering for you. I am cheering for yours. You know what I mean? So it's like it's fun. And to your original point, watching it and seeing the kids flourish and being around young people, it's no disrespect to you or Jimmy Neutron or I love Shane, even though he's like my 5th kid, and Rico, who's just a giant kid. Those guys. Being in that environment is like when my boat like truly floats. If I could make enough, I don't know if you'd ever see me.
You see, you need to move to Texas, get some of that Texas high school booster money. That's how you do it.
Oh, man, I got a certain style, right? Like I'm a lover, I'm a hugger. I like guys to lean in, and I'm a big body language guy. I might go to some of these business transactional places and they're like, man, this dude is weird. Like, why is he so touchy-feely with these kids? He's a goofball, you know what I mean? So it's like, we got one of these young guys, Hofford. He's gonna be sensational. He's just a sophomore. And every morning I ask him how he's doing. And he always has some elaborate answer, right? Like, I don't know, man. I woke up, my throat's a little scratchy, or, the emergency is giving me the runs, or, I only had cereal, or, some goofy answer. And these guys are looking at me like, why are you encouraging him? Like, can we just dial in and start playing ball? And sure enough, yesterday I threw him in early, and because he's going to have to play for us.
Yeah.
And so I want him to see as many good players as possible. And Andrew Taggy, one of our older guys, who's going to be really good, we're moving him down a level. He's going to play on the second level because we want to be pretty athletic, because I think we're going to be big up front defensively.
Mhm.
And so I said, hey, Drew Down. I called him Drew Down. I was like, Drew Down. I was like, you got to go play baseball later on the day. I said, I'm going to give you a rest. Do you know why? And he goes, I don't know, because you want to see if Hoffert can function when the heat gets turned up. And I was like, oh, my God. I don't know whether to think you're being a D-bag or like you really know my verbiage. But, yeah, that's exactly right. And he's like, cool, I got you, coach. I'll watch the next couple of series. And we watch a young guy play. You know what I mean? But it's because we joke around and we talk about dumb stuff like, what'd you eat for breakfast?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off. You know, I got another little guy, Cole Donaldson, who's going to be really good. And it's like, when I put him in, he's like, he literally pointed to himself like, me? Yeah, man, you. Yeah. I know we just got cooked on that wheel route, but I think you can stop it. You go get one. You know, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's a ton of fun.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun out there yesterday as well. I was, I'm
glad you made it, because Jimmy Neutron was working so god dang hard. I was like, why are you in a black polo? And this ding dong looked dead at me, Ravi, and he goes, I don't know if you know, but this is a Hurrdat thing, and I work for Hurrdat. I was like, oh, funny guy, blah, 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 blah. I meant why the black? Like, why black, Jimmy Neutron?
Well,
not that you were rocking Hurrdat.
Damon, I have a joke, but can I say it?
Of course. Of
I
course.
couldn't wear it today. It's Juneteenth, so
Wow. Wow.
I wore gray today. I thought that was more appropriate.
You can't help yourself. What is wrong with you?
It's called being an ally.
Hey, listen. Did you guys give Suave half the day off?
That's why he got to be in Lincoln today.
Wow. I can't. Man, Jiminy Christmas, Neutron. What are you coming back today, Ravi?
No, I'm not. I got some running around to do today.
He has tennis to play, Damon.
What time are you coming out, Austin?
I'll be there right after I wrap up the show stuff. Hopefully by 11:30 at the latest.
Hey, are you surprised at the level of quarterback play? It's way better than I thought.
I was by the non-D1 guys.
I was going to say, I thought that there was a lot of guys that I definitely raised a couple of eyebrows to. Even on the lower levels, like I was like the Lakeview Bergen guys like impressed me. I was Buffa.
How many times do I have to tell you about Lakeview? Dude. I told Terman, he goes, we got Lakeview later. They lost their quarterback. I'm like, I'm just telling you, friends, like they can coach. They're good, man. Like.
Yeah. Listen, I went around yesterday, Damon, and I told Ravi, I told a bunch of people, I was like, Lakeview is my like number one in C1 coming in. And even some of the Columbus like guys that came down to watch them were telling me they're like, oh, I don't know, they lost a lot. And then they went out and played, and I was like, yeah, maybe
if they can block people, they're going to be good. How about Lulla Central? It's like he just keeps reloading. It's like, do you guys ever not have good young players? I don't know, man. It's fascinating.
I don't know that I saw Lewis Central yesterday.
So they might have just been getting done because they had the 9 a.m. game.
Okay, yeah, I missed them then.
But Camrad, like, I don't know. There's just a lot of like. I don't think Central has any older upperclassmen playing. Like that's a young Omaha Central team, and I'm just thinking, if you guys are just getting started with this kind of youth group, to Jimmy Neutron's point, the floor, or whomever said it, it might have been you, Ravi. I don't know. I'm traumatized by the Juneteenth thing. Which, by the way, no better place for me to be tonight on Juneteenth than in Albion as a guest speaker for their Hall of Fame banquet. So how about that? Hey, I love those guys. Big Wyatt Mazur guy. No, I Coach Perone and those guys. He asked me like 5 months ago to do this, so like I'm all in, and of course Abdul sends a message at like 6:20 that Mike has got to be in Lincoln tomorrow at 9, and I was like, yeah, he's all yours. I'm not spending all day in this goddamn in Lincoln.
You love being in Lincoln. That's your favorite.
Man, watching these guys play catch. That's like, I'm kind of this 3 days in a row. Well, counting Wednesday, 4 days in a row on this, I'm out. So I'm gonna go take one for the team and watch Caleb and Donnie and those guys, Danny King, like move, like they're moving the apartment, or they're moving whatever these rich kids have now. They're moving living residencies. It ain't even. I don't know, man. Where the places that they can live. I'm like, me, Dumas, and Holbein were like, oh my God, if we each only spend $400, we'll have like $168 for the good stuff. Like, do we know what the utilities are? They're like, hey man, is the lawn part of the fee that we're paying for? I'm like, oh. What? I say, hey, Caleb, what time we going? I don't know. Danny King, they want to move some stuff over today, so we can have all our hygiene stuff and the non-perishables moved. We'll wait to move the big stuff tomorrow. And I was like, Jiminy Christmas, man. It's
I'm surprised they didn't hire movers.
Well, I for his birthday, I did get him a mover and not tell him. So
Nice.
here I am talking about first world problems.
Good dad.
On Father's Day weekend of all times. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
No, listen, I'm just telling you, this isn't even a shameless plug. King's Movers, my guy Jason, he moved me twice, and he has this crazy affinity for Nebraska. He bleeds Big Red through and through. He's probably moved like, I don't know, 10 or 12 coaches, legit big boy, go to like move, right? And I tried to get him the university contract as the official moving company like 5 or 6 years ago. I'm so bad, but I'm loyal, right? Like I trust who I trust, and they're sensational. Veland had to move once. He's like, D-Big, I need a mover. And I was like, hey man, I got a guy. Guess what? Now they're besties. It's like, so I have to be careful who I share Jason with, because I kind of gatekeep the few friends that I have. But yeah, so they're gonna help him move tomorrow. Danny's dad called Tuesday, and he's like, hey, I know you're kind of OCD, man. Where do you want me? Where do you need me? And I was like, kind of got him a birthday present. You're off the hook. Like I didn't want to say it, but I was like, I'm supposed to be like this blue collar, salt of the earth dude. And here I am getting a mover, but whatever.
I'm just surprised the rich kids like moving into condos and stuff didn't get the movers themselves. You're like, yeah, we don't need to do this.
DB, if you need any help moving, Ravi has his tennis bag here in the studio. I'm sure you could fit half the house in there.
Listen, that 120-pound monstrosity, I'm not touching that thing. It's like, I don't even know why you lug that dead body around. The first time you brought it in and I knew you didn't want it to get warm, don't think a sociopath like me didn't think, is he trying to keep a dead body cool? Like, is there any stains on this bag? Because he's
what was in there. I'm trying a new stringing setup, DB, and one of the materials that some of the string is used out of is particularly sensitive to heat and humidity. So I have to be really careful now.
Okay, it comes full circle. So are dead bodies.
I believe that's rigor mortis is what the term you're looking for.
Oh, listen, you guys can bag check me anytime I bring it in. There's no
man, I'd probably be proud of you.
Honestly, That's why I'm surprised you and Natasha don't get along. Because like, if you are going to kill anybody, it's her.
Yeah, if I could get her to say more than 3 words, I'm sure we would be buddies. But she only likes my dogs. Those are the only people she talks to.
All you got to do is ask her, be like, hey, as somebody who's really good with knives, how would you dispose of a body? And you will get her talking for a while.
Yeah, I tell you, my new best friend is my knife sharpening guy. He thinks I'm weird. I'm like,
you and Natasha would have a lot to talk about.
I'm like, I texted him the other day. I was like, man, I can't believe how, like, you kind of refurbished this old knife, man. I'm like, this thing is a gem. And he responds, he goes, I thought you didn't like the colored knives because we had some cheap red, purple, like just bad knives, right? They don't even belong in the house. I mean, it's a travesty. But I'm like, you know what? We're going to have these KitchenAid little kid, Holly Hobby knives. We're going to make them sharp. And he texts back, he goes, but it's the little red one. Are you sure? I go, oh, God. I think he knows I'm a sociopath. Did you show Natasha Biggie's face?
I haven't yet. No, I need to.
Yeah. He's doing well, man. He's doing
good. Being through the fence helps. He didn't get any like too deep wounds of at
least. He tore half his lip off. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, like internal, right? Like that can go bad in a hurry with the size difference of those dogs. If they're, the facial wounds, I understand they were bad, but at least he didn't get like into the neck or the gut at all.
Yeah, that was a bonkers text to wake up to.
Yeah, man, your boy was not in a good headspace.
I talked to Jay about it quite a bit yesterday. But if you do need like a little help with fencing and stuff, I got a guy that can help you out with for a good price.
I gotta show you what my neighbor like jerry rigged on our side of the fence, and I was like, bless your heart. He's on the phone on Bluetooth, and I feel terrible for painting Mike in this light, but I'm just being honest. So we're on Bluetooth yesterday heading over to Bellevue West, and he's like, hey, is it okay if I go on your side? Like, I got some stuff at Home Depot just to help in the meantime. And he asked for grace, like he said grace. So I was like, hey man, it softened me like right away. Yeah. Even though I like everything was going through my mind, especially at like 4 a.m. the night before. And we hung up the phone, and Mikey goes, that's the difference between me and you. You're always going soft. I said, go get your Gatorade, man. Get out. Go.
Get on out now.
You got to go. You got to go.
Yeah, just deadpan, straight face, man. Let's like, this dude's going to grow up miserable. It's like, you're going to have to lighten up at some point. Not everybody's going to be on your team. And he's like, yeah, they are.
The secret he's gonna find out, which is what I found out, is the people that aren't on your team, you just get them right out your life and you'll be happy as a clam.
I wish he had a little bit less fine of a strainer. He doesn't even.
Uh-oh.
I'm not calling him, I swear.
You said you cut out for a second. You said he doesn't even what?
He doesn't even let them get in there to like decide. It's like you're already on the outside of the circle to begin with.
You got to work your way in and then get strained out. Yeah, I get you.
Listen, man, it's stressful.
Speaking of your kids, and then we'll let you go. Did you make Zoe Indian food last night?
Oh my gosh, was she running her mouth?
Oh yeah, that's what. So I come out of the bathroom over at Bell West, and she's over at the grit table with Jay. For the helping the kids out with their college transitions, right? And she goes, "Is that Ravi?" Like I hear her voice from like little like area there, and so I'm kind of checking around, seeing who's looking at me, and Jay's just cracking up. Like Zoe spotted me immediately, and so
I ignored those guys the whole day. Were you proud of me?
You're locked in.
I walked over and I go, what's up, Zoe? And she goes, tell my dad I want Indian food.
Oh my gosh. She is so. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Tell my dad I want Indian food.
So she actually did, but so Sunday, her and I, we were leaving church, and we like to kind of do this dad-daughter thing where I've been to Trader Joe's like 3 times in my life, and the last 3 times have been in the last 3 months. And so she found like frozen food, Indian food, and it's very, very passable for what it is.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
frozen meals, it's pretty good.
For what it is. And so the last couple of days she's wanted it, but we've kind of been in transition because Jay hasn't been at home. So I'm like, I don't really want to, like, do I want to go through the whole smelling of I'm OCD, right? Like, heaven forbid I think about what my kids want, right? It's like,
what's the house is going to smell for a certain
like what's the house going to be like, right? Like, that's first on my mind, especially if I got to be alone with her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I finally broke down and I said yes. And she's to the point now where she's like, if it's not X restaurant or X restaurant, she said, this is okay. It only costs like $5 or $6. So I think that'll be good. Right, Dad? And I'm like, oh my gosh, if you're not your mom, like, no, it's not okay. Like, let's just eat like normal people. Like, is that okay? But yeah, it's your fault. She heard the call where I asked you about the recipe, and of course you look the way you do, and Hispanic, I mean, and so now it's like you're the expert.
Somebody asked me down at the CWS, they saw my last name or whatever, and they're like, is it? They said it with like the Y sound for the double L, and they're like, oh, it might be Hispanic. I was like, nah, just Indian. He's like, oh, okay.
Wow. Well, it is in the alphabet as Elye.
Yeah.
You know,
I can understand the confusion there. I will say, little sleeper. I don't know if you've checked it out yet. They've got some pretty good prepackaged Indian food at Costco as well.
Really?
Yeah. Frozen in that section across from the meat counter.
Okay.
Talking about.
I know where you're. I listen. You know me. I know right where it is.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
I haven't been in Costco since I told you the vodka story.
You got to go back, man. You got to go back.
You know, there's multiple Costcos in this town, right? You can get any of them.
No, not all of them have my girl Lucy. I Instacarted the last 2 times. I'm like giving this up. Yeah.
Oh, DB, you're paying extra to not see the guy?
No, man, I'm an Instacart pro, man. I told you I pay the fee, and I only buy the stuff that says no online markup. And you know I know what it's supposed to cost. Come on, man. I'm like a 30-year vet. I'm good. I'm good, man.
Oh man,
you're not gonna know what to do with me on Monday, man. Austin, I appreciate you helping me out this week, man. Ravi, he needed a break from me, and I don't know, man. I guess I'll try not to choke you out today when I see you.
I was gonna say, don't forget, this started with you going, "Hey, you still good to cover for me next week?" And I go, "What if I say no?" And you just go, "Whatever," and just walk out. Then I got scared because I was like, "Oh shit, I probably do need to say yes now."
Well, you know, the thing about Ravi is he gives 0 cares. So if it wasn't going to be you, he was going to figure it out. So I'm like, he's just not going to let me hold him hostage. He's going to figure it out to be okay.
I'm adaptable, DB.
Is that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
I'm adaptable on my terms.
There you go.
That's the same thing, right?
Yeah. If you squint.
All right, TV, we appreciate the time. Good luck today. If you play Millard North, you know my heart's going to be torn, but I wish you all the best of luck anyway.
I appreciate it, man. I'll see you guys later.
See you, buddy.
All right.
The one and only DB. Let's take a quick break here, and then we will.
It's 9:50.
I think we need another one, don't we?
Do we need another break, Shane?
You always need another break.
All right,
let's take a real quick one.
We'll see what we get to.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's awesome. I'm Ravi. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Slide into savings at Edwards Hyundai. Finance the 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe at 0% for 72 months. This June, the savings are as big as the season. We've also got the 2026 Hyundai Kona SE all-wheel drive. Sign and drive starting at $287 a month with 0 down. Don't miss this pitch. Slide into savings at Edwards Hyundai.
We were saying goodbye to the team, and the umpires came out and introduced themselves, and they said, we'd like to bring you back. And they said, we don't ever do this, but we thought this was a cool enough event, and they gave us the lineup cards for both teams. And we didn't think this night could be any more special this whole week, and it just continues to be really cool. And it's bittersweet, but we're appreciative. We're proud of them, and we're hurting for one, and we're real excited for the second. And we finally have answered the question we've always wondered. Kyle got my athletic ability. Colby got her. No,
Stop it.
It's bittersweet, and we're very proud. There's no good way to do this, but we're thankful.
So proud and happy for them, and proud of the men that they are. That's it.
For Cole, maybe the coolest thing was when Colby hit the last home run and his brother gave him high five. We were too busy crying to see it, but we've heard about it. And
We just heard about it.
We said midway through the game, we said, however this goes, thank you, Jesus. I mean, it's a dream come true, and we're pretty darn happy and blessed, and every emotion you can think of. That's right.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's awesome. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports HQ, reminding you, make sure you get out to Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. The special this Friday is the Friday Burger Meal. Hail Varsity Burger Meal for just $12. That's the burger, favorite drink, and your side as well, just for $12 at Hurrdat Sports this evening. Maybe you go out there this afternoon, watch a little USA soccer.
I think there's music on the patio too on Fridays.
I believe you're right.
Yeah,
I believe you're right.
That,
You could go for the U.S. soccer game, stay for a little patio music. It could be a great day over at Hurrdat Sports Bar. I'm excited for the.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. It's exciting. I'm excited for the U.S. World Cup match at 2:00. Very excited about that. I know you're going to be
exciting.
at 7-on-7, so we won't be able to watch it again together like we did last time. That
was a good time.
You know, we had a good time over at.
I will
at
chant
Barrett.
USA every time they score at 7-on-7.
Do it. I'll text you every time they score, and you just start going USA, USA. I will say a USA crowd chant in a bar, elite.
Does rock.
Every single time.
I wish I would have had another beer in me, but that's okay.
Every time it goes hard. I wish we had not been working for 12 hours before we got to the bar.
Yes. Yeah.
And then that may have actually by that point, I think it was like 14.
Mhm.
But if we had not been working for 14 hours before we got to the bar, I think we all would have had a much better time. But it was still a great time, great atmosphere. I love an afternoon game. I know that you're occupied, but can't wait to see that. And
this is the big one.
Big.
This is a big one.
If they beat Australia,
You just have to, if you literally win by one, we're not asking for style points.
No.
If you win by one, guaranteed pretty much no matter what happens
yes,
after.
you may or may not win the group, but you are almost guaranteed to advance.
Yeah.
And they, in fact, might be guaranteed to advance because I don't think anybody else in the group can get 6. I don't think. Maybe Paraguay has to draw, but either way, if the U.S. gets a win today, they are all but assured of getting into the knockout stage, which would be huge.
Would be.
To not be down to the final match in your group, to just be like, hey, we're ready to go. We're on to the knockout stage. Maybe give Christian Pulisic a little bit more time to heal up on that calf. It sounds like he might be a little doubtful today.
I'm going to say USA 1-0 in the 72nd minute.
I'm going to say 2-1. I think USA wins 2-1. I do think they give one up, but I think they will. I think we might see a little more Gio Reyna today after his performance at the end of the Paraguay match.
I'm going to put that on to record. I'm going to log in my YouTube TV right now.
Especially if Pulisic isn't there and they need a little bit more offensive creativity. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a little more Gio Reyna. I know a lot of times they typically play different positions, but just in general, getting more offensive creativity on the field, I think would be a positive. So,
do you want to pick CWS as well?
Yeah, let's absolutely, because we will have 2 games under our belt before we're back here on Monday.
Yeah, it could be done.
It could be done.
Do you like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or do you prefer Friday, Saturday?
I wish it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I agree.
I wish it was Friday, Saturday,
I wouldn't
Sunday.
even, and I don't want to be this guy. I wouldn't even hate a doubleheader Saturday, Sunday finish.
I would not like that.
Okay.
For a championship series, I don't like that at all.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so much better.
Friday.
Whoa, your Monday
closeout
game?
You want to wrap that thing up on the weekend. No one's here on Monday.
Yeah.
It's like no one's here on Monday. It's a totally different. So that's the thing I struggle with the most is I would like the championship series to have the closest vibe as possible to the rest of the series.
Yep.
And when you finish on Monday, that's just not the case. People have to get home. Like they don't usually spend the extra day unless you've got an LSU or like some super diehard fan base in there. You just don't get the same level of excitement and in terms of atmosphere. So
now with that extra day though, the Oklahoma fan base is going to be coming.
I hope so.
They're going to make that trip.
That's a reasonable trip. I hope they're up here, and I hope they stay for 3 days if it does go to Monday. I think I have to go with North Carolina. They kind of feel like this is their opportunity to get over the hump, and I feel like this is their opportunity.
Think they do it in 2?
To finally, I think I'm going to say Carolina in 3.
Okay.
I think the freshman pitchers from Oklahoma, which have been really good, those top 2 guys. I think one of them gets a win over the weekend. I think I'm going to say Carolina in 3.
I like the moxie of Carolina more.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma is going to have a lot going for them. I think they've won. They've definitely won the better side of the bracket. They have won the closer matchups. And I think that they have controlled more of the contest in general. But I want to root for North Carolina, but part of me thinks Oklahoma is going to win. I think if I go head over heart over head, I think I'm going to have to go North Carolina too. I think my rooting interest will be with North Carolina. I think that's where I'll put it.
Yeah, I just think it's I have a soft spot for some teams that have been here a ton of times and not been able to break through. So I would kind of like to see North Carolina get it done this time and fall and get that championship. I think it's their 13th appearance. So that's quite a. It's not. I mean, it's no Florida State. Florida State's in like the high 20s without the championship getting done. So, and they've been in the championship game several times back when it was like a single elimination. But yeah, North Carolina, and they've had some great teams up here. I think this is the year they finally break through.
Yep. You're not down in OBV this weekend, right?
I am actually.
All right.
I'm there for a couple pregame shows for sure. I don't know that.
I thought I was doing that. Are you not doing it? I thought I was doing it Saturday. Thought you had something.
That was if they moved it. I don't know. We can talk about it. If you want to do it, that'd be terrific. But we'll figure it out.
That's what I assumed I was doing it, so that's fine.
If not, just leave the studio.
Kel Jam says rooting for not SEC. Fair enough.
That's fair. Okay.
Fair
you know
enough.
what? Good enough reason.
Good enough
Shane's ready
reason
for the
me.
weekend. All right.
Well, I
Shane.
guess Shane's ready to go.
Shane, you didn't have any questions for Damon?
No, did I jump the gun?
No.
I mean, I can stop.
No, you're fine. No, I guess
I'm just
we're all
trying
wrapped
to
up.
give you guys a heads up and get to where you guys got to go because you guys are busy.
Are we busy, Shane, or are you busy?
I'm not. I ain't got shit to do.
That's a great way to
place
finish.
to end it.
Great place to end.
Great
Shane.
place.
Great
to finish
place.
the week.
I might put that on my wall.
You know what's the best part is
I ain't got stuff to do.
It's Friday. It's from the movie Friday. It's on a Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. We gonna get you vaped, Shane. That's almost how the line goes, right? Anyway, that's the show for today. That's Austin. I'm Ravi. Austin, thank you for hanging out with us this week.
DB will be back on Monday.
DB will be back on Monday, and then
Unless North Carolina wins, and
who knows what will happen?
Anything could be
Who
possible.
knows what will happen? No, DB will be back on Monday, and we will be back with Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.